The following is a presentation of the Belly Up Sports Media Network.
You are listening to the 1420 Sports Bar Podcast. 4 beer with a sports talk and a whole lot more. We are part of the Belly Up Sports Network. Listen in as Brent and Dave invite you to belly up to the bar with them to talk about everything in the world of sports, just like you would do at your favorite watering hole. It's sports, beer, and shenanigans, so belly up to the bar with us, grab a beverage, and let's get into it.
The 1420 Sports Bar Podcast, 4 beer, sports talk, and a whole lot more. Episode number 364 on this frosty Thursday, January 11th, 2024. Tonight's show, as always, is brought to you by SeatGeek.com and SeatGeek app. Use promo code 1420pod at SeatGeek.com today and save yourself $20 on your first purchase over there at SeatGeek. Remember, we are part of the Belly Up Media Network. Go to bellyupsports.com and make sure, if you haven't checked out the guys over at Craft Brewed Sports, a little segment they had earlier on this week, probably one of the funniest things I've seen on television in like quite some time. I was actually doing the laugh out loud, like literally doing that on Tuesday night. So it was a lot of fun listening to Mike and the guys, Mike and Scott and the others over there at Craft Brewed Sports. Make sure you listen to it. And thank you for everybody who's been listening to our show this for the new year. Make us a part of your day each and every day here at 1420 Sports. Dave, we avoided it. Winter was not here. We had a little spell around Halloween there, but we avoided it for quite some time. And usually when the weather's in our favor, we don't talk about weather, but holy jumping Jesus, man. She's cold right now.
It's ridiculous. And in typical Alberta fashion, there's no such thing as shoulder season, right? They kind of ease you into the next season. We didn't get any of that for winter. It was a bit of a nice treat. But then, in typical fashion, it goes from 4 degrees to minus 35 degrees in a 4-day span. Holy fuck, is it cold outside right now, brother?
That's no other way to put it. Like it just hits and everything else, and you can't dress warm enough, and the vehicles screech a little bit, and it is just absolutely awful.
The smoke from vehicles, the exhaust can't even rise. It's not warm enough to get out of there. So it's just.
Well, that's Deanna and I were saying the way of the office today. Like we were looking, when you see how cold, when you can see cold, then it's cold. You know what I mean? There's just that. Yeah. There's that bit of a haze. Everything else. Yeah, you can see cold this morning. Oh,
this morning. It's not even this morning. I got out of bed. It was minus 26. I came home from work, and it was minus 28. Yeah. It actually got colder throughout the day today. And for our American listeners, minus is supposed to get to minus 38 tonight. Minus 38 Celsius is minus 38 Fahrenheit. It's that fucking cold.
Same. Yeah.
When you get past minus 30, we're talking the same degree of cold, and it is.
Man, and you see people one thing about it, as we get older, I wear long johns and a toque and everything, gloves and mitts, whatever it might be, and you still see idiots downtown. I was down there today. You see people wearing the stupid pants,
dress shoes, and
no socks,
pants.
and on it goes. Dude, it ain't a fashion show. It's not. It's fucking cold. Quit it.
A 30-second walk, and then you get back in. But then, you're cold. Your legs are cold. Your feet are cold. Your toes are cold. For work, I'm in and out all the time in people's houses and what have you. And of course, when it gets this cold, staff members suddenly get flus and can't come into work. So that means I've been on a truck this whole week. No, you're just wearing a hoodie? Fuck. That's layer on. That's the only layer you see, man. I got 5 layers underneath this.
Well, that's how I used to dress back in my old life, Dave, in the construction world. I'd wear a hoodie. I wouldn't have a big coat because I couldn't move. It just felt uncomfortable. Mm-hmm. But I would have a hoodie, and then Allie Hansen, and then this, and then this. Layers.
And then your skin. Layers. Oh, honestly, I have the hoodie is layer number 5. From t-shirt to I got 2 t-shirts, 2 long sleeves, 1 thermal, and a hoodie, and then we're good.
I had to laugh this morning. We'll get off this in half a second. But this morning when I got out of bed and crawled downstairs, I looked outside. It was about 6:30 in the morning, I guess. My neighbor across the street, he's got to be 65 to 70 years old, shoveling his fucking walk. He's gone all day. I don't understand. Like, he's probably doing it for kids, going to school and everything else. But dude, man, you got all day. Just cool it.
Oh no, that's not the way that generation works. They get off on being.
So then I felt guilty. So then I went out and did mine. Right, like I watched it. I was like, yeah,
like I said, these old fucks, right now.
Yeah.
So that's exactly because he's first, and
yeah, I was like, oh fuck, I guess I got to do mine now. Son of a bitch. So I went out there first thing this morning and did it. But anyways, Dave, earlier this week there was a situation with the Philadelphia Flyers. Kid by the name of Cutter Gauthier. He got traded to the Anaheim Ducks. The big picture, who cares about the Ducks and the Flyers? A hockey trade right now. If you're a Flyers fan, great. If you're a Ducks fan, great. Whatever. But the thing is, this kid, he got drafted first round, 5th overall, 2022 draft, I believe it was. Just won a gold medal at the World Juniors with Team USA. Had 7 points in 12 points, 7 games.
I think he was the forward of the tournament or something. Yeah.
Exactly. By all accounts, I watched him during the World Juniors. By all accounts, he's a hell of a player. Yeah, plays at Boston College, I think it is. He's putting up some points down there in college. Over the when he got drafted in the first round there, like I said, by the Flyers, he went up on the draft stage and he talked to the management there, Keith Jones. He said, I was built to be a Flyer. I'm happy to be with the team. And then things kind of soured, and it hasn't really been let out as to why he decided, you know what, he did the Denny Lemieux from Slapshot, basically trade me right fucking now. So the Flyers found themselves a trade partner and on and on. We'll get into that in half a second. But I was like, I'm on the fence with this a little bit. And I'll tell you why. Because when a kid everywhere in North America, because I'm the only place I've ever lived, if you don't want to work somewhere, you don't work there. It's actually that simple. So I'm on that side of the fence with that. But when it comes to
professional sports, when you haven't done anything, like nothing, haven't even signed a contract yet, and you're demanding where you play after a team has picked you and you didn't have any qualms about getting picked by that team in the first round, I kind of have a problem with that. I hear what you're saying, and I think about it the same way, and this must be what they mean when they say professional sports teams have antitrust protection. Like they're not open to antitrust laws. And I hear that phrase a lot, and I never really know what it means. But it must be this, because, if you go to law school at Harvard and you're the number one grad, it's not like the shittiest law firm in Chicago gets the first overall pick. You got to go now work at the shittiest law firm in Chicago, right? So is it fair to be the best, one of the on the planet for that calendar year? This team has decided you're the 5th best prospect on the planet, and now you got to apply your craft from us. And I get it. That's professional sports, and I'm guessing that's what antitrust means. And then so the only way to flex your muscle is by not signing, and that's what he told him he was going to do. And in any sport, we've said it time and time again, you don't get to be that good at hockey without coming from a upper middle class minimum family. So like money is not your primary concern. And also 2, it's an uneven playing field for players in junior hockey as opposed to American hockey, because you're getting drafted in American hockey in your sophomore year. You play to your senior year and you go back to the draft. So
or you can sign a free agent contract, and there's different CBA things that are involved in all that. I get it. Like I totally get it that the kid didn't want to play for whatever reason. And like there's reports out there that one was because he wanted to come out of college last year, but he couldn't because the Flyers they couldn't fit him under the cap. So they just said basically, no, you can't. Then I've heard reports that he wasn't going to be a top line guy because where he fit on their chart. that he wasn't going to be a second or third, or he's going to be a third liner, not a first or second liner.
And you got Tortorella behind the bench.
And he obviously, and then there's the Tortorella thing. And Tortorella actually did his ex-player Kevin Hayes a huge solid today by talking. We'll get to that in a second. I don't know if you heard any of that conversation.
Yeah, I did read that article.
And you can talk what you want about Torts. He likes his team. When he's the coach for a team, he goes all in for his team, and I admire the guy for that. Do I like everything he does on the way to it? No, but Tortorella fights for his team until the day he gets fired, and it's coming. Tortorella has a 4-year lifespan, and it's the way it is, right? And but the way he went for one of the ex-players, like Kevin Hayes, who he benched last year, healthy scratched on and on and on. He went after that quasi reporter today or yesterday, sorry, and made that guy look pretty stupid.
Yeah, because the thing I read too was what's the guy's name? It's a goofy name. The kid that got traded, the draft pick. I forgot his name already. Cutter or something. Cutter. So Cutter Loose did an interview, and he said, I don't want to talk about it, but the one thing I will say is that Kevin Hayes had absolutely zero to do. Like, don't get off his fucking ass. Yeah. So Flyer Nation,
because Hayes, Hayes was getting death threats from fucking
Flyer fan. Well, like Philly fans, fucking fanatical, right? They are and that's just what they are. And regardless of the sport, so they just want to blame somebody. Flyer fan has been waiting for a cup since 1974. Was that the Broad Street?
74, 75. They went back to back in the Broad Street Bully days. It was 73, 74, 74, 75. I can't remember. Yeah, but one of those.
Yeah. So and they've been dedicated. They've been to the Cup final 3-4 times since then, but like obviously no success at all. And they're jonesing for a cup. They're dedicated and they're passionate fans, but they're also fucking dumb.
Nuts. If you phone in death threats, because I heard there's some death threats towards this Cutter kid too.
Kid and Hayes, yeah.
And Hayes. If you are that deranged, you're not deranged. You're fucking stupid.
It's just stupid, like and like,
at the end of the day, like we're passionate about sports.
This social media shit.
We do this for for fun, and we try to get all the likes and everything we can, and see where this can go. But at the end of the day, it's just sports, right? Yeah. It has nothing to do with anything. Like at the end, if I'm a Yankee guy, you're a Bronco guy. At the end of the day, I gotta wake up tomorrow morning and go to work, right? I got to wake up and put my shoes on and go shovel the sidewalk, whatever it might be. If people take it that seriously, you are fucked in the head.
Well, it's that seriously. It's for the moment in the anonymity of social media, right? How many death threats would they get if they actually had to put a pen to paper, right?
Yeah.
And then fucking address the envelope. Like, where the fuck do I send this hate mail to?
So how do I get around to it?
Yeah. Like, I'm going to find...
Like, how do I buy a stamp?
I gotta address it, and what's his fucking zip code?
Then I gotta get a stamp, and then I gotta find a post office, and then
does one put a return address on a death threat letter? Like, I don't know.
I don't know if that would be the most. I think when you're penning that letter, you should probably wear latex gloves. You're not using your own saliva to lick the stamp. Like, there's a lot of things behind. I think there's a lot. When you're sending a death threat, Dave, I think you have to first off. I think you have to get a woman to take care because they watch all those death and despair fucking murder mysteries on Netflix. So you got to get a woman to help you first, but then she'll kill you because she's smarter than the guy, right?
Well, I miss the old days in the movies, right? You get those death threat letters, and then the serial killer would be cutting out letters out of magazines and gluing them in, right?
That's commitment.
That is commitment. And if you're going to death threat someone, like, fucking commit yourself. Don't just thumb it out on some anonymous Twitter thing.
Yeah, if you're going to do it, do it.
Yeah.
Like, do it. Like, don't get, like, let's not get clipped here.
Like, no, but put some effort into it. Not 10 seconds in the morning while you're taking your morning shit.
While you're still
fucking asshole. I wish you were dead.
Mad at a hockey trade.
Yeah. Get over yourself.
Get over it. Like, Jesus.
Just everything, you fucking loser.
And especially, we'll get back to
I respect it. Like, grab some actually printed magazines and get your scissors out and an X-Acto knife and crazy glue, and like you craft a good threat letter, and then I'll respect you a little bit. But this
John Malkovich, that shit for sure, absolutely.
Yeah, exactly. Go fucking right off the deep end if you're gonna do it, but don't do it. Don't kill anybody. But lay your fake shit, but like put a little effort into it.
No, it's something else. It's mind-boggling for sure. Get said back to this Cutter Kluche or Croce, whatever the fuck his name is. It doesn't matter. But
Cutter Loose, yep.
Cutter Loose. The problem I have a lot with him is that he didn't have the guts to meet with the Flyers organization, with Danny Briere, the president, and Keith Jones, the GM, other way around, Keith Jones, GM, president, or whatever it is, of these two guys, and say, you know what, this ain't working for me. I just don't want to be a Flyer. There's some things behind the scenes. It's a 10-minute conversation. His mind was made up. It's not like these two guys were going to get mad at him and change his mind, right? It was just like, you know what, this ain't working for me, because the World Juniors, they tried to meet with him, I guess. And he was like, "No, I'm good."
He didn't pick up their calls.
I'm committed to Team USA, when he was probably on Instagram half the time doing whatever kids do. Like, he could have just met with these two guys for 10 minutes. Say, you know what? Thanks for drafting me. Things have changed since draft day. What I said on draft day, now I have a different thought process in my head. Maybe my parents are in Arizona, because I think that's where he's from. My parents in Arizona. I want to be closer to home. On and on and on. If you're going to act like a big boy, be a big boy. And that's what I got a problem with this kid, by not doing the right thing, personally.
It completely lacks it's very unprofessional. And then I get it, hasn't signed the contract. But you do owe something to the people the organization that has said, we want you to be part of our organization, and we value you so highly. We drafted you 5th overall. That's a pretty big accolade.
It's an investment.
You bet. And you know, it is an investment, because a number 5 draft pick, a top 10 draft pick, is a commodity that any team in the NHL would want. Any team in any professional team. Top 5, you're really cherry picking. You're getting a player that can turn your franchise around. And to invest that kind of collateral in somebody, I have to assume that conversations were had before that day. And like Cutterloo said to them, I was born to be a Flyer. This works perfect. How does that change in 8 months? Like, something must have happened, and I'm not saying he deserves to let the Flyers know everything that went on in his mind to make him change his direction of where he wants to go professionally with his sport. But you got to pick up the fucking phone. You can't ghost him. It's not an ex-girlfriend. Like, you know, that's just absolutely disrespectful. Holy fuck! Talking about Philly sports fan, who do we have here?
The man, the myth, the legend. Aaron Riley from Brutally Honest Sports. Aaron just jumped in just a nick of time to talk about some Philadelphia Flyers and the Cutter Loose situation going on. How you doing, Eric or Aaron? Happy New Year's. A little belated, but Happy New Year's to you.
Yeah, thanks for just allowing me to come and go as I please, I guess, because I just popped out of the sky on this one. But yeah, Happy New Year to you guys. I totally wiped out after work. So long story short, I'm here. Yeah, that whole situation is pretty crazy though, because I mean, he didn't want to be here. Everything I read from the Flyers is like, if you don't want to be here, obviously Tortorella is not the type of guy that's gonna just be like, you know, if you're not giving 110%, you're out of here. So that in itself, like, he made his own bed. So.
I like because that trade was actually announced during the Flyers game on, I think it was Tuesday night. I can't remember when they were playing. Don't care a whole bunch. But the thing is that like after the game, Tortorella, the media asked Tortorella about like this Cutter Gauthier trade, and he goes, "I never met the kid. I wouldn't know him from a hole in the ground. Don't care, or hole in the wall." Sorry.
Right.
Perfect response by Tortorella, And then some of the players next day were like, it's too bad the kid didn't want to come here, but you know what? Let's not talk about guys who aren't here and not coming here because you know what? He didn't want to be a Flyer, basically. And they were like, you know what? Fuck him. And I like that response from the Flyers because they got a decent hockey team this year, and they're like a year ahead of schedule with what they got going on. We just getting into this, Aaron, a little bit right now with the Gauthier situation, but I don't know how much I like a kid with zero stats behind his hockey DB page or whatever it might be on the back of his NHL hockey card, dictating where he's going to play. He never said don't draft me like Lindros did back in 1992, I think it was, before you were even born. But Lindros said to the Colorado Avalanche or to the Quebec Nordiques, don't draft me, I'm not coming. So there's a big difference. Gauthier never said that to the Flyers. Lindros said, don't draft me, and the Nordiques drafted him anywhere. He's going to get traded to the Flyers, the rest is history. These kids who are deciding to change teams midway through all the time, like you see it in college football a lot with the transfer portal, I want to hear your thoughts, Aaron. Do you like it? Do you like these kids that coming and going as they please?
No, I mean, at the end of the day, not to pick on Dave's guy, John Elway. I think he said back in the day, like if the Baltimore Colts draft me, I'm going to play baseball.
Oh, I forgot about that. Yeah.
That's quite all right, but he's told him up front.
Yeah, no, he did. I don't know. I mean, I guess for most of us, coming from like humble beginnings, it's like, give me a break. Like some of these kids now are just, they think they absolutely own the league that they're going into. Like the whole Caleb Williams situation where he's like, I want to be a part owner of whatever NFL team drafts you. Like you are just another number to these organizations. Like hopefully you work out, but guess what? There's another guy coming right down the line after you. And it's like the audacity these people have is just, I know they've never been told no their entire life and this, that, and the third, but I mean, give me a break. I mean, just show some gratitude that you got drafted to, even if it's, going to the Blackhawks as, what's his name?
Bedard.
Yeah. Like it's, like, come on. And then what I loved about Danny Briere, how he came out as, Flyers GM, he's like, you know what? Like, if you're not fully invested in the Flyers, we're not fully invested in you. Like, that's exactly how it should be. I don't care if you're the worst team in the league. If you have the first overall pick, you're being chosen by them. Show a little bit of gratitude that somebody wants your services.
Dave, if like they had to find a draft partner or trade partner, the Flyers did. And they found one in Anaheim, and can't remember the name of the kid that got traded that they got there. But the thing is, I'd be afraid to trade for old Cutter Loose because what happens 3 weeks from now? He goes, you know what? I don't like 3 weeks of stretch, obviously.
Right. Until they change the paper.
You just traded Trevor Zegras, and I don't want to go there either. Like, when does it stop? Like, at what point do these kids go, like you said, like the ownership, they're just a number, just another fucking guy. At what point do these players go, I better shut up because like Aaron just said, I'm just a number and someone I'm going to a last place team in Anaheim. They don't get a fuck. When
pen hits paper, that's when it becomes real, right? Now you have a legal obligation. You've just stated that I am going to give you my services, and then that's it. And then life gets a little bit more real for him. I have to guess.
But because pen hits paper in college football, and they go to the transfer portal to the pen hit the paper somewhere else.
Yeah. But you're not
some clown from your Michigan Wolverines. They just won a national fucking championship. I should have wrote his name down. He just declared for the fucking transfer portal. Like, what more do you want, kid? Like, what more do you want?
He wants another national championship, or I don't know. I don't know this.
You're not getting any more exposure than the national championship team. You play in the fucking overrated Big Ten already, and you only have to really perform in 2 fucking games all season. What more does this kid want?
Well, maybe he wants to go to a place that's gonna. Maybe it's more NIL money. Right. I don't have any idea. Like the business of college football is so gargantuan. It's so massive. I don't think we even have any idea how all the machinations work there, from freshmen to super seniors to red shirtmen. Like, I don't know how that works, but it's like this transfer portal. So many kids were sitting out in bowl games because they were already in the transfer portal. And I read an article about it. They're like, well, they have to because it's going to fuck up with the academic schedule. To which I just like, give me a fucking break. If any athlete is in a position to go in a transfer portal, the last thing they fucking care about is if their anthropology 101 is going to transfer and they get full credits for that, or like fuck off. And then now like you have the teams like, so my immediate thought was like, so the 4 teams that are in the college football playoff, those athletes aren't now available to go in the transfer portal. Like, when did they get a complaint?
There's 2 separate ones, I think, Aaron. You might know more than I do, but I think there's 2 separate ones that you can declare for at certain times. I think there's one in November, and then there's one mid-January that you can get into just for that reason. I think that's how it works.
I think you're right. Yeah.
Yeah, it's an odd situation, but I just find it strange that these guys want long-term contracts and long-term this, long-term that, and they want to be a part of something. But as soon as something goes a little bit sideways, fuck off, I'm leaving.
So when you say sideways, like, is it all about the Benjamins, or like in college, like, is it all about NIL money and or is it about exposure, or like, where is it, or where do you feel comfortable?
It might be playing time.
Playing time.
Simple as playing time.
Because I could get it if a kid from Texas comes up as a high recruit to Wisconsin, they're going to feel some fucking cool. And like, hey, I didn't sign up. Like, I signed up for good Big Ten football, but I didn't sign up for fucking zero degree practices outside. I didn't sign up for this fucking shit. There's playing games, but then there's also living in it, because a game is only one time a week, and you can get up for a cold weather game. Well, but walking from your dorm to class,
and the season's like, really, the season's over fucking the second week in November. Like, it's the other 4 months of the year you got to fucking be living forever, right?
With no practice, no games.
You're just a fucking student.
Yeah, from December 10 to February 10. That's a tough 3 months.
I've heard stories of like I mean, it's just, I know I'm a Penn State homer, this, that, and the third, and they suck and that, but I've heard like their practices start at 4 a.m. a lot of the time, and like it's, you know, maybe 10 degrees outside in State College, Pennsylvania. Like I some of these kids would not. I for one, sitting here, like I would. There's no way in hell I would make doing that and going to class and having a social. You just like, it's just. I give those kids an enormous amount of credit. I mean, Michigan State, like you guys said, Wisconsin, like these cold weather schools where it's like, I mean, you know, you got icicles hanging off your nipples and you're out there practicing and hitting each other. Like, not everybody's cut out for that, for sure. Like, I don't know if Caleb Williams could handle that type of, I don't know if he was a Packers quarterback and they're out there at Lambeau Field and it's 5 degrees, can he, you know, I don't know if he could handle that. It's a
funny thing. Like Ezekiel Elliott said it just the other day. He goes, I always thought it'd be so cool to play. I'm so glad I got to get to play in a cold weather game. I've never played in a cold weather game my entire career, a home cold weather game. And then that New England game. Yeah, I'm done. Fuck, that's off the list. Never again. I fucking hated it.
Yeah, there's a reason why 30 million people live in fucking California and 30 million people live in Canada total. Right? Like, there's a thing there. Like, there's no surprise at all there. You get back to this Cutter kid and how he decided where he's going to play. I don't hate it. I dislike it, but I don't hate it. Because like we said before Aaron came on, Dave, that North America, if you don't want to work somewhere, you don't work there, right? It's pretty simple. Like you were saying about the kid who was the first. He's from fucking Harvard, the best lawyer come out of fucking Harvard. He's not getting recruited by fucking Radlinsky and fucking Van Robe's associate.
Well, he's not getting drafted by Radlinsky, Van Robe's, right?
Like we'll ask.
Have to. Yeah, you have
we'll
to.
Ask, right?
Yeah.
We'll ask. We can come and fucking be an intern with us for a little bit, but he'll tell us to fuck off. It's like Aaron, like, do you think there needs to be a change with the draft? Because me and Dave talk about it all the time. Like, I would personally never draft a Heisman Trophy winner for a first overall, because my team sucks if I have the first overall pick. And so making an elite athlete go to a really bad team, it's the only professional sports is that the actual place where that actually happens. Unless it's the missing piece.
Right. Like you could make the case the Texans kind of made, CJ Stroud's been nothing but, spectacular this year. And without him, like, what are they? I mean, they're maybe a 3, 4, 5 win team again. So, as far as like, I don't know. I don't know if it's the team, like, let's just say I don't know who's going to be like Carolina this year will be the number 1 overall pick again. Like,
but Chicago, no, that's Chicago's pick though.
Oh, right. Yeah, you're right. So like, are these teams doing their due diligence? Like, did the Flyers do enough due diligence to be like, well, this kid could, have that complex where it's all about him and it's not about the team, and like maybe the talent overshadowed the fact that he's, an arrogant asshole and only cares about himself. Like, there's guys out there in every sport like that. So it's hard to say. Like, you sit down with a guy and they might, feed you, nothing but sunshine and rainbows, then you draft him and it's a nightmare. So I don't know what you can possibly do. That's my only contingency on that.
It's odd to me. Like it's crazy to me that to me it would be a scary trade to make. And you got to commend like the Flyers, like the NHL, like it was kind of known around the league that this kid was not going to end up being a Flyer, and the other teams kept it pretty quiet, or the Flyers kept it quiet, and this Gauthier, his camp kept it quiet, because all of a sudden, if you're the value, the trade value you can get for a kid who said, I'm not playing there. Okay. First round pick, 5th overall. He said he's not playing for you. We'll give you a 9th rounder because he said he ain't playing there. Right.
Well, with this cutter loose, they gave him a valuable D-man and a 2nd rounder. And they said that, like, from what I read, this D-man they got from Anaheim is serviceable. It might be good. He's young. My second point is, like, this more than any other sport, I believe, it happens with rookies, is in hockey. No, I'm not going to play there. The only other sport that it happens in is NFL, and that's pretty rare. Like, we're talking Eli Manning, we're talking John Elway, and that's about it. It doesn't happen in basketball. It doesn't happen in baseball. In baseball, they go to college, or you sign, or you're fucked. Like, I never hear about baseball players.
The thing with baseball is when you sign as a baseball player, get drafted, you're playing in the minors for a few years. Like, there's very rarely year 1.5 you get in the big leagues.
They all start in minors, all of them, every single one of them.
Yeah, like, unless you're
playing, right. you're playing Double A or A. You're starting in A ball at Long A in fucking the Midwest League. Then you might get to Double A at the end of your rookie year. Then you might get called up at the end of your second year in pro ball. 19-year-olds rarely play, which is odd because you can pay those guys fucking nothing. You might as well put them on your fucking roster.
But what happens?
You're hitting 220 in Wichita. You're hitting 220 with the fucking Mets. Who cares?
I mean, you see that though, but that's what happened with Houston the last World Series they won. They had their bullpen was all kids, 21, 22, 23-year-olds.
Throwing fucking 102 miles an hour.
Yeah, and then we'll see you later. And they were all making league minimum because that's a total different conversation. They're all from the Latin American countries, and they signed them as 16-year-olds and just giving them fucking meal money and a glove, and they were happy.
Dave, if you were a NHL GM, and I'll ask you it next to Aaron as well. If you guys were NHL GMs, and I was Danny Briere, GM of the Flyers, and I gave you guys a phone call and said, "Hey, we got this kid Cutter Gauthier. He told us this week he don't want to play for us. Well, he told us in the summer. That's actually how it all came down. Told us summer he didn't come to evaluation camp. Something was going on. He said he was tired. We kind of got a feeling something was going on. He told us last week he ain't playing. Well, he didn't, because he's a gutless little prick. This is how I would talk if I was Danny Briere. He didn't tell us, but his agent gave us a dingle and said, yeah, Cutter ain't he's not going to be putting on the orange and black of the Philadelphia Flyers. Can we make a trade? Something like, what do you got out there to make a trade? Because he's a good player, 5th overall. You know, you seen when he did the World Juniors. Aaron, what can you give us for old Cutter loose here? Because he ain't coming to Philadelphia. What would you say as a rival executive?
It would be hard for me to want to give up much, because now I'm rolling the dice on like you said, you know, how long is this kid going to be here? Is he committed to winning it all? Is he just committed to, you know, where am I going to play the most time? Or, you know, will I be the focal point of this team? I'd be offering him scraps, to be honest with you, because now, especially if the Flyers came off as desperate, like, why would I, you know, even risk making a potential move where I could set our franchise back, you know? So I wouldn't give him much at all. I'd say, you know, take it or leave it, because you obviously have somebody that's a problem on your team. I don't want that necessarily problem on my team. I don't know if I'd even offer him, you know, maybe a draft pick, like you said, like a late round draft pick. Not much of anything that could turn into much of anything, if that makes sense. So
100%.
I mean, I'd be interested. I'd love to be a fly on the wall to hear that conversation. You know, maybe they absolutely pumped this kid up to the sky. They probably did, and didn't say much about how he's a prick. Maybe they just said, you know, we don't need him, or, you know, whatever the reason they made up. But I don't know. I think Anaheim took kind of a risk here, and who knows? He could be another Ben Simmons. I mean, not the NBA. I don't watch too much of that, but that guy doesn't want to play for anybody, it seems like. So I don't know. Dave,
what's your deal on that one?
Well, like, you know, if I'm the Flyers, it's just like you just put out the flyer and you see what kind of interest you can get, and because the league is small, right? Like, everybody knew immediately, right? Like, so, okay, like, who's Briere going to call? And then when you get that call from Briere, it's like, okay, fuck, give the agent our digits. And then I want to talk to the agent, see, like, okay, so is he excited to come here, and blah, 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 blah. We want to talk to your client. And then you talk to him, and then it's a worthwhile gamble, because the kid obviously wants to play in the NHL.
Well, so do I.
Yeah, you know, and then
who cares?
If I'm the team you want to play for, I'm more than happy to have you. Look at, you know, this happened 5 years into his career, but look at fucking, what's his name? Eichel, that went from Buffalo to Vegas, right? He's not.
But he earned that right. Well, not a right. He earned that. Not a right.
He signed his second contract.
He earned that opportunity. Not a right, an opportunity.
He signed for the team that drive. No, and I totally understand that. But once it went sour, then he still had 6 years left on the contract, and he says, like, fuck that, I ain't playing for this team again. So what's the difference if you say, fuck that, I'm never going to play for this team without ever playing a professional game, or saying, fuck this team after 1 year after signing an 8-year deal, you say, fuck them, I'm not playing another game for them.
But getting signing a contract in any
sport, that was his second contract.
Signing a contract isn't so much of a contract with the team; it's a contract to play in the league, because those contracts.
Your first contract is an opportunity, right?
Because those contracts get traded all over the place, wherever it might be.
Right.
Like so it doesn't matter. If I was fucking Danny Briere and the fucking Philadelphia Flyers, I would have told that kid, all right, sit in fucking college for 4 years. We're going to fucking hold your rights. You can fuck off, because the league has gone on for 100 years without you. It's going to go on for 100 years. And if you get redrafted If you get fucking signed out of college, if you don't get hurt, if you want to take that chance, go ahead, man. The league had gone on this long without you. You can sit over there and fuck off. That's what I would have done. Because they were the Flyers. They got him because they were terrible with the 5th overall pick. Anaheim fucking got him because they're terrible and they had a high prospect. The Anaheim's still going to be terrible this year and next year because he's not even playing there this year. He's still in Boston College. Fuck off. Like, he's my fuck off of the week. Stay fucked off. That's what I tell that little prick.
I give him the fuck off for the way he handled it. Like he get the total bait and switch, total cock tease, eh? I want to be part of your organization. And I think he was just giddy about being a top 5 pick, a top 10 pick, right? That as a kid, that boosts your ego that you want to get drafted as high as you want, high as you can. And to be at like top 5, that's awesome. That's ridiculously good.
And those are the picks that matter, Aaron. Like, if you're a top 5er, after, like, when you get into like 10th overall, you're just a fucking second rounder. The top 5 in any sport, those guys are
your difference
makers. Are interchangeable. Yeah, you're those ones matter a lot.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I don't want to get like too off. Like, you guys have a really good structured show going on, but
no, go ahead.
Like, do you ever notice how? I mean, I guess it's just a lack of awareness, maybe not even lack of awareness, but what I'm trying to say is, like, baseball gets no, and I mean hockey, or the NHL, I should say, does get some buzz going with their draft, but like the NFL draft is like front and center. It's like you always say, the NFL, I guess, is pumped down everyone's throat, but like baseball draft, like, when's the last time you even heard about drama in the MLB draft? Like, you don't, nobody even knows who the top 5 picks usually are. Like, that kid from LSU, I think Dylan Cruz or something like Screws or something like that was kind of the shoe-in to be number 1 overall. But after that, it was like, you don't know, these guys aren't household names. Like, it's irrelevancy, you know? And
it's completely irrelevant. And like the NHL draft gets pretty good juice around here, like a little bit. It's not as big as it used to be, but in general, like, the NFL draft's obviously huge, but because it's popular. But these picks, they're just guys. They're just prospects. You don't know what the fuck you're really getting. You're hoping, like, there's some can't miss guys like Bedard, who, until he got his job broke this week and everything. That's hockey.
Well, but like, let's go back, right? You know, if you're number 1 overall, unless you're the Oilers and have McDavid on the plate, you're generally going to do really fucking good. Sid Crosby was.
They help your team overall. A lot.
Ovechkin was a number 1 overall.
But there's been some misses. You go back fucking 40 years.
The Oilers. Right? Nail Yakupov was a number 1 overall. Yeah, fucking terrible. Out of the league in 3 years.
Right.
There are misses, but in hockey, a top
baseball,
5 are
baseball,
like.
I know Jeter went, I think, 5th in his draft year, right? Because I'm a Jeter guy. I couldn't tell you, and I watch a ton of baseball. I couldn't tell you where half these guys got drafted or what schools they went to. Baseball is just a different beast when it comes to that stuff, because they don't jump. And this is the reason why, like you said, Aaron, they don't jump right into the league.
No 18-year-old.
They're either in high school or they play at some fucking cockamamie fucking school that no one's ever fucking heard of. I guess. And then they end up being,
Yeah, I mean, the NHL drafting from Russia and everywhere else, like, they have that whole aspect to it. But I guess, I mean, football is just such a dominating, like, space in the entertainment of sports. But I guess, like, college baseball, like, if you look at college football versus college baseball, it's not even close. So I guess, like, these kids coming out of like Caleb Williams, you hear his name, whether you're USC fan or not, you hear his name all the time for this, for that. Like, I guess just college baseball doesn't get the notoriety. It never will. And college football is huge. And that's probably part of their I guess problem as well. But it's just, there's always something with the NFL draft too. It's like, you guys had a great show on that. And it was like, who cares about the NFL draft? Like, really, at the end of the day, it's like, well, people get, I mean, you see people showing up for, it's round 5, 6, and 7. and there's people still standing there cheering. Oh, look at this guy from Central Michigan. He, right guard from Central. It's like,
well, then all of a sudden, like from
Central Michigan, some big fat fuck who's a left tackle. Right on. That's gonna solve all your problems, you fucking 2-15 team. Fuck, football fans are stupid. They're stupid.
Like fans are dumb, right? Like
football fans are the dumbest.
It's fine to have a hobby, and if that's your hobby, like have your hobby. Like
be a fan. Don't cheer for stupid shit.
Yeah,
cheering for a left guard.
Blind allegiance is a bad thing. Right, because like once you're like, so you can have blind allegiance, but then once you can see, is like, what the fuck is going on here, and how do I get into this goddamn cult? Like, Jesus Christ, I'm naked and fasting. And then all of a sudden it's January 6th and I'm getting body slammed through a fucking table in Buffalo, New York with fucking fireball all over me.
Kids have fucking stupid fucking hot presses in their basement printing jerseys off of the left tackle for the fucking Florida holy Christ, for the Houston Texans.
Or you're in Philadelphia, and like in Philadelphia, yeah, the Flyers are in the Cup final. Yeah, you better grease that fucking pole because I'm climbing that bitch. Yeah.
I guarantee there's, I'm not going to say hundreds of thousands, but there's thousands of people already doing like the second their team was eliminated from the NFL playoffs, it's like, all right, mock draft 2024 already. Like, who's my team taking in the fourth round? I'm a Tennessee Titans fan where we've been eliminated for 2 weeks. Who's my team taking in the fourth round? It's like,
those teams are eliminated to next year's playoffs already, too.
Oh, Jesus fucking Christ. And let's fire Mike Vrabel, probably one of the best head coaches, giving him absolutely fucking
have a job tomorrow.
GM. Like, they traded A.J. Brown to my Eagles for a bag of chips, and he's, arguably one of the best receivers. So, I don't know. It's craziness.
It's unbelievable how fucking dumb sports fans are. Like, it's unbelievable. It's mesmerizing.
Which is nice to sit back and that's why I only have one team now, and I just relax about it. I don't get too worked up, and I get to observe it and be a fan as opposed to fucking greasing poles. Fuck. There's only one pole that gets greased in this house.
Yeah. It ain't happening after 9 o'clock. That's for sure.
No, not tonight.
No, it's mind-boggling how people get so revved up in it. It's just fucking you. And I do, but like Aaron, like you a couple of years back, we were talking about when the Eagles went to the Super Bowl there, and you were prepared for what was going to happen that day. When your teams win or lose, how revved up do you get? Is it like, yeah, and then it's over, or is it fuck sakes, fucking fuck, and then mad for a few days? Like, what kind of fan are you when it comes down to it?
Well, see, like, all my teams have collectively disappointed me 95% of the time, it feels like, at least. So on those rare occasions, like when the Eagles won the Super Bowl, that was like, I mean, as corny as it sounds, it's almost like a dream come true, because it's like there's been people that, have been Eagles fans for what they won. I forget what Super Bowl 52 or whatever it might be, but they saw 45 Super Bowls and never saw the Eagles win, and that's their team. Diehard fan, year in, year out, decade in, decade out. I almost felt like, not to get super deep about it, but I was almost like, well, I don't really deserve this, because there's been people watching this team for 35, 40 years, and they never saw, they never sniffed the Super Bowl. So I still get pissed off when it's not so much like, okay, we didn't make the plays. It's like with the Eagles, for example, poor coaching. They don't look prepared to play, and then they get their ass kicked, and then it's like they do the same thing the next week. And then with Penn State, it's like, okay, we're never going to beat Michigan, we're never going to beat Ohio State. It's like I thought I would get better at this as I get a little bit older, and like I get more pissed off, it seems like, because it's repeated, like, oh, here we go again, and then I'm watching the Patriots rattle off 6 Super Bowls in 2 decades, and Alabama win, it feels like every 2-3 years. It's like, for fuck's sakes, can we just find it? Can we find lightning in a bottle sometime? But yeah, I get pretty pissed. I mean, I I let it ruin my day on Sundays a lot, or Saturdays or whatever. But I just consume so much like sports content of Philadelphia sports that it's a lot of negativity. So it's probably not the best thing for me anyway.
Come Monday, you won't have to worry about the Eagles anymore.
Yeah, very good chance. Yeah, very good chance. I wouldn't bet on them. I'll put it that way. I wouldn't bet on them.
Oh, Dave,
why would you?
What's your thoughts on the Eagles this week?
You can't fucking trust him. And then everything I read, like Hurts is even throwing the ball well, and AJ Brown is sitting out.
Well, he's got a buck, doesn't he?
Well, then you got
or something.
That plucky motherfucker Baker Mayfield, who lives with a chip on his shoulder. It doesn't. You never know if it's going to work or not. And
I think you have a man crush on Baker Mayfield.
I dig that fucker.
This might be the seventh consecutive show that you brought up Baker Mayfield.
Well, like all he does is battle, right?
All that guy does is fucking wake up and fucking be a nozzle. He's a fucking
he brought like first thing he does is gets up, showers, and looks in the mirror and jerks off looking at himself. Yeah. He digs Baker Mayfield loves Baker Mayfield. He's a bit of a Josh Donaldson, but I like the fact that he
calls his mom to get some reassurance how great he is.
No, he don't call his mama. No, he's
guaranteed. Guaranteed Baker Mayfield's mom has a fucking life-size, bigger than life-size fucking mural of fucking Baker Mayfield on in his room. His childhood room.
I dig the fact that
the scrapbook is always open, and they're calling the neighbors to come look at Baker's fucking his scrapbook.
So he has a Heisman. He went to Cleveland, traded up to get him. Oh no, they didn't, but they drafted him. He won. He's the only quarterback to win a playoff game for Cleveland since fucking Bernie Kosar, and that's something to be said. And then he gets disrespected, goes to LA and for a backup job, and then comes to Tampa, and it is respectable. He's not all-star. He's Gardner Minshew, but a little bit better.
I do like him because he's always like Dave's. I mean, even in college, I think he either walked on or something like that for I think Texas Tech originally, and then he transferred.
He put the flag in because he was Oklahoma.
But that's when he was with Oklahoma after. But he did start at Oklahoma.
Yeah, he put the in the O of Ohio State, so I'll always love him for that. That's like I hate Ohio State, so I don't care who does it. I'm okay with that. But yeah, he can be a nozzle, and he's.
I shouldn't be so hard on the guy. I apologize. Baker's mom, I apologize. Dorothy, I apologize.
I mean, look at what they did too. It's not like he takes them to their first playoff win. They almost beat the Chiefs in that same year in the playoffs. I mean, granted, it was Matt Castle in most of that game, or not Matt Castle. I can't remember his name. Whatever, back up to Mahomes. But then immediately, Deshaun Watson's available. All right, see you, Baker Mayfield. Kick to the curb. Goes to the Carolina Panthers, who are have no idea what they're doing, and then they ship him off to LA. He's never gotten a fair shot, I think. And I'm not saying he's, Mahomes or even Lamar or all those guys, but he will give you 110%. He's not mailing it in for a check. I'll put it that way.
He's a team player.
He wants to win.
Okay, then why is he always getting moved around and why?
Because he doesn't have the physical skills.
Yeah, exactly. He doesn't have a short. Yeah,
he's not elite physically. He's an elite competitor, but he's not.
So am I. Give me a contract.
Pardon me?
I'm an elite competitor.
Well,
I give it my all.
Can you throw it 30 yards?
Not at this age, no.
Okay, well then that's one reason.
I probably never can.
Can you throw? Yeah. When he's on, he's on.
See, my biggest detriment was, although I never played one game of football in my life, is I could never see the field well. That was I had the blinders on, and that was my downfall when it came.
That RPO is a real downer for you.
You should watch Penn State because that's exactly their quarterback locks on to one guy every single play, and that's where it's going.
That's my problem. I look at something, I get loud eyes, and that's where it's going.
Yeah.
Well, the run pass option, it's always run because you don't want to get
pass
hit.
Isn't an option.
Yeah.
I couldn't throw, and then I couldn't run very fast either.
Intentional grounding? No, that wasn't intentional.
As far as I could throw the fucking thing.
You didn't get to the line of scrimmage. Well, I had a drop 8 yards. Fuck,
yeah. I'll throw her out of bounds all you want. Fuck, it's crazy. Absolutely nuts. Maybe I give Mayfield a bit of a hard time. NFL, the playoffs, a super wild card, which is fucking stupid as well. It's still wild. Whatever. Like, fuck. Why do they insist on making everything the fucking biggest thing in the world? Like, quit insulting our intelligence.
More money. That's why. Because, those poor bastards in Kansas City, and unless you live in Kansas City or in Miami, you have to subscribe to Peacock to watch that game. And Peacock, I read online, they said no free 1 month trial.
Of course. Yeah.
I think what's smart about that, and Deanne,
the Swifties.
They'll fucking subscribe to that fucking thing to watch that fucking girl dance around and cheer for fucking Kelsey.
No
Swifties
doubt.
are stupid. They're not loyal. Stupid. They're stupid.
They're loyal.
Fucking ridiculous. Who do you? There's some good games this weekend. Aaron? What do you think is going to be the possible upset? Like, what game do you think has a chance to be an upset? Because I was over at the local watering hole tonight, and the bartender, his pick and pool goes through the playoffs, and he's in fourth spot, three out, and he's asking me, he's like, what's, because he's got to get because everybody's going to pick whoever's going to the favorites, right? What's going to be the biggest possibility of an upset this weekend?
Pulling up here DraftKings just to see what the odds are. The game that kind of screams at me is Green Bay Dallas, because I think, of course Dallas is a heavy favorite. I think Green Bay is a very, very good shot to go in there and win that game. Not only do I not trust like Mike McCarthy in big games or really ever, I don't trust Dak Prescott at all. I'm not just saying that because I'm a Cowboys hater. Results are results, and year in and year out, the Cowboys find ways to lose.
They've been puking on themselves for fucking 20 years.
Yeah, the last Super Bowl they won was the year I was born, so that should tell you something.
Dave-year-old.
Sold. I was watching. Yeah, go ahead.
No, I mean that. I hate to say it, but because I really want the Lions to at least win one playoff game, for fuck's sakes, for their fan base. But I think Stafford's really good, and I think the Rams are pretty good on offense. They've been finding their way. So I hope I'm wrong about that, but I could see the Rams going into Detroit first round exit, which would suck, but I give them a very good chance to pull that off, as they are slight underdogs in that one.
I think that game you just talked about right there, Aaron, like I don't want an upset. I don't care for the Rams, and I don't care for the Detroit. This is the most intriguing matchup because McVay
switch, everything else.
Well, McVay just said, I don't want this fucker anymore. And he didn't even tell Goff that he was going to trade him. He just said, like, you're fucking gone. Yeah, and then to win a Super Bowl the next day. So Goff, I couldn't imagine what's going through that kid's. Well, he's not a kid anymore. Like, he's 5-6 years into the league. I don't want to see Goff puke all over himself and throw 4 interceptions because he's trying to be too good. Like this is one of those games because
he
Goff
might try to do too much.
He might try to do too much, and it's not like I never cheer for someone to fail. But if someone
you're not
fails,
a sports fan, Dave.
But if someone fails spectacularly, I'm here for it.
It's good content.
It's like
it's good
poor
content. When someone shits themselves on the field, it's perfect.
Because there's no way Goff, because Stafford is like, well, like I was just on a shitty team forever, and I got the ring to prove it. Give me a good team, and I'm a good quarterback. But now Goff is saying, like, well, you don't think I'm good enough, and like if he doesn't perform, it's for sure in his head. It can't not be in his head. And this is his career game. Like, he would rather win this game than a Super Bowl without beating McVay and the Rams, I think. But that's just me.
Yeah.
6 o'clock Sunday night. You know what? One game, and we talked about a little bit last week, Dave, how the Pittsburgh Steelers somehow, some way, they keep winning fucking football games with a fucking horseshit team. Like a horseshit team.
They're terrible.
They're horseshit. They're 10-7. They're horseshit. That team, that's my upset of the week. They are going to beat the Buffalo Bills somehow, some way, because it's going to be minus 9,000 degrees in Buffalo.
And Josh Allen will have.
Josh Allen's going to fucking try to do too much, and the Buffalo Bills are going to fucking lose because everybody's been picking the Bills to win everything. The Buffalo Bills have been picked to win the Grey Cup, the fucking Super Bowl, the college championship, the whole bit, and they haven't done a fucking thing. The Bills lose the Steelers. That's my upset of the week. The Bills lose. The Steelers win. Jim, fan of the van, Flotner, I'm telling you right now, he probably got the 14-20 kiss of fucking death. But I think that's one for. I think that one's almost an automatic for me.
I'd believe it in a second. I would believe it. Like, it won't surprise me for a moment.
Yeah, you'd open the paper, well, not the paper, but you'd scroll on your fucking iPad on it's Monday morning. Go, yeah,
Bill's fucked up again.
Yeah, all right. No surprise.
Because that's just what the Bills do. It's not necessarily Josh Allen's fault. It all started with Scott Norwood, wide left, like 23 years ago. Yeah.
1990.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck, 23. That's 33 years ago.
33. Yeah,
holy.
It's funny when you talk like, because Deanna and I said all the time, because she's like looking around like she's gonna fucking stab me in the back of the neck here, but she says her age, and yeah, that's 40 years ago. Like, that's like the 80s were this many years ago. Yeah.
One thing, when I was a kid, I watched David Letterman all the time. So that was 93. You said the wide left.
1990.
1990, and so on David Letterman he was doing his monologue and stuff, and he went to sit behind the desk. He goes, I smell something. What is that? What is that? And then this was the day after the Super Bowl. And then they opened the thing, and it was a guy in a Buffalo Bills jersey with a Coleman Stone. Oh, it's just Scott Norwood frying bologna. I went back. That's savage. That is so savage.
It's unbelievable. Aaron, how are your Philadelphia Eagles going to fare on Monday night versus the Buccaneers?
And do you like that they have to make you wait till Monday?
What's that?
Wild card Monday or weekend?
The fact that it's Monday, is that good or bad? Would you prefer that being on Saturday or? I'm
the type of person where I'll kick the can down the road as long as I can if it's something I'm not looking forward to. So I'm okay that they're the latest game, like by far the latest game. I mean, if you watch this team, like they even against the awful Cardinals, everybody as soon as somebody goes in motion, the defense has no idea who's covering who. Then somebody will be wide open right down the middle of the field. I hate to say it, but the 49ers broke the Eagles in half, like psychologically, schematically, everything. They haven't been the same since that game. I think they're 1-5 in the last 7 or 6 or whatever. I mean, I give them. They
started off 10-1, I think it was
10-1 to finish 11-6.
So they're 1-5. Yeah.
Colossal. I've never seen anything like this. Usually it's 3-13 or 5-11 or whatever. Not 10-1 to 11-6. But I give them a fighter's chance only because I think the offense, as long as the play calling isn't atrocious, will be able to put up points. But this defense is probably the worst defense I've ever seen, and the fact that they had a couple of rough.
They just won 2 years ago.
Well, I know, and they had the Chiefs locked down at. It doesn't matter. They lost the game, but they should have won the Super Bowl last year, in my opinion, and they blew it. But the fact that they changed defensive coordinators in like week 11 or 12 screamed like desperation to me, and I wouldn't have done that. I just think you got to ride out what, they beat the Chiefs on the road. They beat Miami at home. Not that Miami's amazing, but they beat the crap out of them. So I give them a chance, but like I said, I mean, I'm pretty sure I could throw for 400 yards against this defense right now, and yeah, we're just gonna have to outscore them. That's the only way. So with the offense we have a chance, but the play calling is probably the worst in football too. So it's a coin flip. I don't trust the Eagles whatsoever. We don't play good in Tampa to begin with. It's just always it's like a house of horrors for us. So yeah, there's a chance, but it's maybe like 40% chance. I don't know.
So Aaron, I curl, right? And then the team we were curling last night, Buddy, not a good friend. I don't have his digits. And then so me and this guy, like we were the skips, and then so you don't have to do a lot of sweeping, but you get a visit, right? And so you visit, and him and his wife are Niners fans. And I said to him, I go, you must be walking around with pretty big football boners right now, the two of you. Oh, fuck. And then he was just all bragging about the Niners and shit like that. And we talked about the playoffs. Like, it's throughout the game. This is an in and out conversation. And then, like, so I go, what do you think of Philly, Tampa? I want Philly to win so bad. I want them to come to San Fran, and we're going to beat those motherfuckers by 55. And I just laugh. Like, San Fran fan has a hate on for you, like you have a hate on for them. And
I don't get it, though. I don't get why they. I don't get why they hate. Like we knocked Purdy out of the game, sure, but it wasn't like we, twisted him like a pretzel and broke him into a million pieces like a dirty play. Like oh man, I don't even give me. I could go for hours on 49ers.
And I know you can, but I thought it was a hilarious conversation because I don't care, and I honestly hope for Philadelphia's fan that I would rather Philly lose to Tampa than get beat by 50, because I think they might get beat by 50 in San Fran.
I agree 100%.
Like, so what's better?
I don't know if there's a way we don't play them. Like, I'm never good at that. Like, okay, this team, if they win.
Because it's reseeded. It depends who wins, right? If Green Bay wins, they would go to San Fran.
If the three of us knew that right now, I'd hang up and this would be done. Because you know what? If you're that much of a fucking dork and you know that, get a life. Go get a girl.
Well, it just depends who wins, right? Like,
I know, but if you're that invested into it, like, fuck off.
He's invested. But that's why
I know there's people like that, but fuck off.
Well, like I'll put it to you this way: like if I'm the Baltimore Ravens, I'd be playing all the scenarios in my head because we're the number one seed. We look like the best team in football. I'd be like, okay, maybe we'll play the Browns or maybe we'll play whoever. Like, but with this Eagles team, it's like we're limping into the playoffs. Like, like Dave said, I don't want to see us get murdered by the 49ers because there's a guy on Twitter that finds me every time the Eagles lose. I don't even tweet anything half the time, and he'll say like, "Oh, great job again, Eagles," and I'm like, "Man, get a fucking like fuck off, like just whatever." Like, you're a keyboard warrior, good for you, but it's. Like of all I'd almost, it's to the point now, I'd rather almost lose to Dallas than the 49ers. I hope somehow some Green Bay beats them, anybody, just please not the Niners. Oh my God.
Because and Philly ain't gonna do it in San Fran. There's no chance.
That would be
Philly's
my eyes would bleed.
There is zero chance that Philly is going to San Fran and winning a game.
Unless we literally knock Purdy out again somehow, which I'm as fucked up as I am, I guess.
I would imagine the point spread would be like 27.5. Like, it would be awful.
No, I don't know about. I mean, for a playoff game in the NFL, I don't know. I mean, I could see like 10 to 15. But.
Dave, see, that's why that football fucking dorks bother me. Any given Sunday, you keep telling. I've been hearing that for 25 fucking years. Any given Sunday. You're
not that Sunday.
And you just fucking said because you're a football dork too. Any given Sunday, but not this one. Oh, so now you're picking and choosing.
Oh, you bet. San Fran, like, it's like holding them up. Stand up is like those movies that you see in prison and stuff. Like, stand them up. That's what San Fran's going to do to Philly if Philly ever gets to. It's not Candlestick, Levi Stadium.
That's way down in fucking wherever, not even in San Francisco. It's in another whole fucking city.
Whatever. It's where they play their home games.
The Super Bowl champion, who's going to be? Who's going to win the whole thing?
Man,
Baltimore.
That's who I'm leaning with, and my roommate, it's every day Lamar Jackson.
Harbaugh.
But it's hard to pick against them. I mean, both sides of the ball, they're rolling. We'll see how they play after this bye week. I mean, maybe they come out a little bit shaky at least at first, but I just think they play such team football that they're talented, and Lamar's playing better than anybody pretty much.
The thing is with Lamar Jackson, he's fucking young, hey? Like he's won the Heisman, what was it, 19? I think it was 2019. Like he's a young fucking guy. He was hurt last season, but that probably helped everything to not play for a year. Like he's good.
Yeah. He I've always been like, is he the guy? Is he the guy to get you to, the promised land?
Playoff record's not very good.
What's that?
His playoff record is not very good.
No, but he dominates he just murders everybody in the regular season, it feels like. But I'm done with the excuses for him. Like if they don't get it done this year, you can't, their offensive coordinator seems great coming over from Michigan. They got the receivers. Odell's there. That Zay Flowers kid's a great rookie receiver. The excuses are done for me. Like it's either they do it this year or it's like, what the what is it now? Like
they have to make the big game, and I completely agree with that. And watching Baltimore play, I don't know what it is. Either Lamar's matured as a player, or the play calling has actually kind of figured out how to utilize him the best. Because he can throw accurately out of the pocket, and he has targets this year. Like he has guys like that Hollywood Brown that went to Arizona. That kid fucking sucked. He just dropped everything. Lamar didn't get enough credit as an accurate passer because he had shitty receivers that drop balls all the time, and Baltimore called so many runs, and it was an improviser. But now that they have Lamar's actual skill set figured out with the right OC, he's lethal. I honestly don't think you can guard him. There's so many options available to him on every single play. He's that good. He could be the best quarterback ever. And I don't say that lightly. In this year, he's indefensible with his speed, his arm strength.
Are you saying his career, he'll go down as the best, or just a single season?
Well, yeah, the way, when I watch.
Yeah, you got to watch how you word that, Dave, because fuck me. No, the guy won fucking 15 games. Fuck off.
No, I think he's better than Mahomes. I'd rather have Lamar Jackson than Patrick Mahomes.
I wouldn't. See, no way. Not for me.
After watching, I only watched 3 Baltimore games. Lamar Jackson is fucking lethal.
He can be, but will he? I don't know.
And time will tell. And this is his season. The way I watch, when I watch him play, he's not about stats. He's not a glory hound.
In the 3.5-year history of this stupid fucking show, that might be the dumbest thing you've ever said.
I called Baltimore Ravens as my Super Bowl champ.
I'm not saying that, but to say that Lamar Jackson is the best ever.
He could be. He has a chance to be as a quarterback, for sure.
Better than Brady.
He's different than Brady. I think John Elway's the best ever.
Beard. Jesus, fuck, that's a stupid comment, Dave.
He's literally indefensible. If you give him the weapons,
that comment's indefensible.
No, I'm defending it right now. If you give him targets, if you put him in Dallas, they have 3 Super Bowls already.
I mean, I see what
yeah. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, you're not wrong, because I always made the argument if he was on San Fran, because I still don't think I think Purdy's good. I'm not saying he's not, but a guy that's mobile and can throw
Purdy's serviceable, right? He fits in the system.
Yeah, and my thing is if you put Lamar on a different team, I still think he would be such a weapon because of his legs. Like he can extend plays. All right, hit this guy, boom, whatever. I've never even been the biggest Lamar fan. Like I've constantly questioned, is he that great? And like when the big games, big stage, all the chips are in the middle of the table, do I trust him? No. And he's gonna have to prove it to me still. But I think if you put him on like San Fran versus like if you put Brock Purdy on the Ravens or Brock Purdy on whoever, Philly, I don't care, anybody, he would be average. He would be, serviceable, like you said.
Purdy on the Eagles goes fucking 7-10.
Yeah, that's what and like maybe on the Steelers even. Well, that's a weird one.
Well, it's a coaching thing, right? So
yeah, they scheme it perfect for him.
Yeah,
like they maximize him very well, but like Lamar on the 49ers with Debo, what's his name?
Was Shanahan as a coach?
This guy in motion, who's running the ball here, there. You couldn't.
Be impossible.
That would be impossible. But I don't know. I look for one of these teams to kind of like at least line up on the other side of the field and keep him in. Like if you keep him from running on you all day long and make him throw the ball and you stop the Ravens running game, I still think they can be beat. But they have such a good defense that they're going to probably keep them in games that no matter what. So that they're loaded everywhere. They really are.
And Baltimore has an opportunity here because like once again they drafted him, but like we always say, you never know what you're getting when you're drafting. He was an NFL MVP in his second year, and that's because of all of his running. But now Baltimore has had 3 years since then to actually craft a team, like an offensive line. It's too bad. Like and Mark Andrews is hurt. That Gus, the running back, is hurt. Another running back. Like they've had injuries. No, it was Gus.
I know it's
Gus Edwards.
Farad.
Gus Edwards is his name.
Farad retired 15 years ago.
And they still they're moving, and I think they've had like now 3 years to craft a team to actually maximize the potential of Lamar Jackson. I think Lamar Jackson is like if I'm playing here, put it this way. If I'm playing Madden, I want Lamar Jackson as my quarterback.
Yeah, I mean that's pretty hard to argue. I
like who else would you take in a video game as your quarterback?
Well, Mahomes, I'd take Mahomes, but like from a just excitement factor, like because you could just bust off a 60-yard run or whatever. Like you can do anything with that. He's
the fastest guy in the field, but he doesn't do it anymore. He doesn't take hits. I think he's matured his experience as a player is starting to match his talent, and like that's kind of how it goes as a professional athlete.
I'm mesmerized by this conversation. Mesmerized.
Well, at least Aaron kind of agrees with me.
I see because I said my roommate's like beats the drum for Lamar. He's been doing it forever, so it's like.
So you've been fed the purple Kool-Aid for quite some time.
Yeah, I've seen everything. I've seen. Good, bad, and ugly, and like.
I'm not saying he's a bad quarterback. I'm just like the guy hasn't won a fucking thing.
You're right, but I think this is his year.
Like
he's
nothing.
He's
even
ultra
in college,
elite.
He got a Heisman on a fucking 8-14. Great player, 100%. But to be fucking called the greatest ever when you haven't done a fucking thing.
Not what I said.
Yes, you did.
Well,
I didn't say the greatest ever.
Well, I think
you did.
When you say
you said no, you didn't. I apologize. You said best ever. Best quarterback ever. Best and goat are two different things.
When you guys talk about the who is it on the man, I've been keeping up with the NHL, but it doesn't look like I have been the way I'm talking on
Connor McDavid.
Yes, yeah, exactly. Yeah, you saw where I was going there.
Best ever.
But he could be the best, but not the great. Like from
Gretzky's the greatest. McDavid's the best.
And it's not even like I could say like
skill set, right?
He might not even be like the best quarterback from like the perspective of like he can throw the ball the best, but like his ability to run, his like just stopping him on each individual play, he might be the hardest to that he could like Brady's never gonna bust a 40-yard run on you, but he can just pick you apart.
And you know what? That's perfect. Like Lamar Jackson is the Connor McDavid of the NFL.
I could, if he continues the way he's playing, I could see that, yeah.
But have they ever won a fucking thing?
He hasn't won a fucking thing, but he doesn't have like I don't know. Like, we've been at the teat of Patrick Mahomes for a couple years, but the way, like, once again, I don't know, but like, so Baltimore's crafted a team, and KC crafted a team around Mahomes' skill set for a couple years, right? And then now Mahomes got the big payday, and now he has Kelsey and 5 guys with hands of stone, and Lamar now
Is
it's the
Juju
opposite.
still there? Where's Juju these days?
Juju is in New England.
Yeah, it didn't fare too well for him.
He's not catching passes for Mac Jones now.
See, like, if you're Mahomes,
I like Juju, USC guy.
Like, why couldn't Mahomes take $35 million? They could build a super team. He makes how much off just State Farm, and he could be like, if I'm Mahomes, I'm sitting there like, I could go down as I could maybe chase Brady. Like, I have a shot at least. I see the light at the end of the tunnel. Like, if he took $35 million, they'd be. I'd pick them every year to win the AFC, almost every year.
Let's go on there. That's good conversation.
Because those assholes that he has trying to catch balls from him, like he hits.
No, but what Aaron's saying though is if he would have taken less money, because if you have 35, you might as well have fucking 50.
Right.
Yeah, that's $50 million.
Yeah.
Yes, it is. But these guys aren't going to fucking starve. They'll be fine. You'll find a way to make it work.
Yeah, right.
If you can, that's on your.
Which is what Brady did every single fucking year.
And then marry a supermodel, and then fucking don't have a douchebag wife like fucking Mahomes has. It'd probably be fine. Maybe that's why he didn't, because his wife is such a douche canoe that fucking he had to take that big contract because he knows he's fucked in about 5 years.
Well, I mean, if Patrick Mahomes walking into a bar, I'm sorry, but most of the quote unquote loyal women out there, I don't know. Like that guy, he's got more money than he knows what probably to do with outside of his, his wife probably knows how to spend it. But
his dad was a fucking major league pitcher
for 20 years. Like his dad had gray hair when he
making fucking $40,000 a year.
And like,
I wonder what Pat Mahomes' fucking best season was, like money wise.
I don't know. I'll look it up. You guys talk.
$400,000, $500,000, maybe. Good money.
No, I bet you he had a couple $1 billion season. I bet you his highest paid season was 2.2.
I don't know where he even played.
How much money did he make off State Farm?
I saw him play in he was a pitcher in for Edmonton Trappers. I saw him pitch.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah, you bet.
Fuck, you're old.
I'm so old, guy.
Tonight you're old, eh?
Fuck.
That's
Aaron, how old are you? 22, 21?
Oh no, I'm almost pushing. I'll be 28 in March. So.
Okay, so I could be your dad, but I got buddies. I got buddies with kids your age.
27. Yeah, that was a good one.
I'm almost 30, man. Woo. I don't know.
30. That's when I met my wife. So like, beware. Like you might meet your wife when you're 30.
Oh, I don't know about that either, but that's a
27 was a good one. That was a fun one.
Well, neither did I. I wasn't looking for a wife when I found one, and I'm happy I did.
You were looking for a song in a jukebox, Dave.
A song in a jukebox. Brent was there when I met my wife. He was 10 feet away from me.
Yeah.
Wow.
There was a little situation that fine evening, but whatever, doesn't much matter. No, it's crazy how like the NFL playoffs are coming and everybody's just up in arms and no one knows. Like it's fucking crazy how people get all fucking they know everything and the speculation, everything else. Aaron, like what's it like in your neck of the woods with Eagles fans? They must be going out of their fucking minds. Because sports fans, like we talked about a little bit earlier on. They're out of their minds. I don't get I get upset and then I'm done. Like I'm like, okay, yeah, good.
See, I'm in one specific group chat that like it's a Giants fan, a Ravens fan, and me, and I just get absolutely body bagged. Like I get drugged through the mud every time the Eagles, give up a touchdown. It's just I can't. I even mute the conversation so I don't have to like throw my I get
Yeah.
to the point where I just want to throw my phone. But I'm the reason I became a Philadelphia sports fan originally was just like they were the underdog. Nobody gave them a shot. So and I just I embraced that. I love that. When we win, it'll be worth it. It's worth all the pain, this, that, and the third. Now, it's tough because yes, I love interacting with other Philadelphia fans, but outside of that, everybody else hates you. Like if you're an Eagles fan, the whole league roots against you. It's just there's now all of a sudden the 49ers hate us. It's just I don't know what we really did to you other than injured your quarterback on a clean play. Yeah. And actually he hit his hand against our player's helmet, but whatever. They forever will have a disdain for us now, I guess. But yeah, it's craziness. Philadelphia fans outside of Yankees fans, they're in the same boat. A Yankees fan is very comparable to a
they're stupid. Yankees fans are fucking stupid.
But I
don't want to use a derogatory R term, but they're the derogatory R term. They're that.
Right.
Fuck.
But you guys at least the thing that we always get put down by is oh, you guys care so much and you still suck. Well, okay, there's truth to that. I can admit that, but at least in your case, the Yankees fans care so much, but you have by far the most World Series. Nobody's ever going to catch you. And the Cardinals would have to win 20 in a row to catch you or whatever. So
yeah, but all those World Series happened when fucking there was 8 teams. And you had to win fucking 5 games.
Yeah, but
the Montreal Canadiens.
You guys found a way to just see. But baseball is so the thing that pisses me off. I think baseball needs to be a more level playing field. I've said that my entire life. I don't care.
It's really fucked up.
And look at the Dodgers now. The Dodgers are they're worse than the Yankees almost ever been now. Modern day, how 100%. They buy everyone for top dollar.
Baseball's really fucked up. It's really, Dave. We haven't got into it. We're gonna wait for a few weeks to get into that close to spring training, but baseball's really, really fucked up.
Well, I think they have the scuzziest owners. Because we really dug into that fuckface that owns the A's, and he doesn't even have a place to play in Vegas in summer, right? We go back to that episode 4 or 5 ago, and then the owners are letting him fucking do whatever he wants because he's not getting what he wants from the city of Oakland. Go fuck your hat.
The money those owners get from the MLB.com and the app and blah blah blah, and the how it is from fucking one owner to the other. It's just the money that it's the have and haves nots. It's really fucked up because spring training's still 4 weeks away. We could right now, Aaron, you and I could probably maybe do an episode next week, just the 2 of us. We could probably write down 20 teams that aren't making the playoffs right now.
Absolutely, yeah, and
it'd be that easy.
Yeah. What do you know who would have been on that list? Would have been the Arizona Diamondbacks.
You're right. It's
the odd squad makes it through, yeah.
But the NFL, at least I give the NFL this. The parity in the NFL is unlike, and they just find ways to just make it okay. Now Jaguars, Garrett from Two Dudes, he's plugged in. I mean, he might be the type of fan he's plugged in no matter what. But the Jaguars are relevant. Watch the Titans in a couple of years; they'll figure it out again. It's it doesn't take a team 20 fucking years to fix. When are the? I mean, I guess there are some examples, but okay, when are the Detroit Tigers ever going to find their way again? Fuck if I know. 15 years. I mean,
it's been.
But
they were the World Series in 13, I think it was.
The Rockies,
the Detroit Tigers. They had the Roar of '84 with Kirk Graves and Trammell and Whitaker.
That's right? 1984, Dave. 1984.
No, but then again, listen.
I was 10, and I'm not 10 anymore.
They played in the World Series 10 years ago with Biggie and Verlander and Scherzer.
Okay, yeah,
that's all you can do, right? That's all you can do. It's a 32-team league, and we said
now they lost 100 games again this year.
Yeah, but you and I discussed it. How long's a drought? So a 32 team league, every team should win one every 32 years. So once you get to 35 years, then okay, fuck it. It should be our turn right now.
Right. Cleveland Guardians. There's one for stupid.
Yeah.
Indians, whatever. I don't want to get into that, but it's like
the Indians have lost. The Indians lost for 75 years. Now the Guardians lost for 12 or 4 or whatever it is.
That's 90 years. I mean, I get it. Like the Detroit Lions have been they're an example you can point to because they've been inept. The Browns have been inept. But even the Arizona Cardinals were in the Super Bowl not that long ago against the Steelers. There's example, and I get the Guardians were there, but it's look, it took the Red Sox it was almost 100 years, or the Cubs. It took the Cubs.
Both Red Sox and Cubs were over 100 years.
That just does I don't blame fans for maybe they'll still support that team, but they'll unplug for
that's
15 years.
Baseball is becoming a niche sport because most teams don't have a fucking chance to win.
Pirates.
If you live in a city that if you live in Cincinnati hasn't won since 1990. Been the playoffs here and there, everywhere, whatever.
No, it wasn't that long ago. I was just gonna say. I remember them winning, and it was
1990, man. Against
the Brewers. When's the last time the Brewers won?
34 years ago.
I remember the Brewers being in thing. When I was a kid, the Cincinnati Reds won when I was a buddy and I were backpacking through Europe, and then we read it in USA. Yeah, there was no cell phones. I phoned home on a fucking payphone to say, "Hey, we're doing okay." From Europe.
Different times, yeah.
It was different times. And then on Tuesday, the USA
they won when there were phone booths. There ain't even phone booths anymore, man.
Phone booths.
See, that's at least I think this is how I'll say it to you guys. At least a lot of not every NFL fan, but look at the Texans. They draft a quarterback, they get a new coach. Yeah, it's rare that happens, but boom, they're in the playoffs the next year. Who in Milwaukee's all right, we're making a run this year. Who in Pittsburgh's saying we're making a run this year? Who for the Tigers? It'll take 10, 15 years sometimes in baseball. And
Mariners fan knows they aren't winning this year.
And they'll still show up.
If you go on the West Coast, Mariners fan isn't winning, Oakland's not winning, Anaheim's not winning.
Anaheim's definitely not winning, right. Yeah.
Where else do you want to go there?
And I remember the Orioles in Milwaukee being in a fucking World Series.
Yeah, how long ago was that? Because the Orioles.
I was pretty young. 80s. I don't even know if I had hair on the balls. I would have been grade 6, 7. Yeah.
Yeah, you wouldn't have.
That's That's when Milwaukee was in the NL. Or the. It was a long time ago.
Baseball's got a major problem on their hands.
The Marlins,
and they'll keep saying that the game it's never been stronger. We never have any more viewers. We have more viewers. There's more people. There's 300 million people in the United States. Yeah, you're going to have more viewership. That's just how that works.
Yeah, I will say this:
there's more chance to watch. You have more chance of people watching because you have more fucking people. It's not because there's any more interest. There's less interest in baseball than there's ever been. In my opinion.
I agree with that for sure. But I will on as a competitive balance, NHL and NFL, any team could really do it in a year, right? They have with the way that the structure.
I think with the NHL, you're a trade or two away from being a contender.
Yeah, you're only 4 years away from. Yeah, you're only 4 years away of winning a cup.
With the National Hockey League, you have a very good chance, National Hockey League, of having a good team, and then you can make a couple deals at the trade deadline. Because right now, if you look at the standings, there's a lot of teams that are within 4 or 5 points of each other. A couple of wins, right?
But I'll ask you guys this though, since you guys know it in and out a lot more than I do. How hard is it to go from who's a good example like Phoenix usually, right? Or the San Jose Sharks. How hard is it for? Probably the worst. You could argue they're
awful. They're the worst team in hockey.
They're terrible, but they were
the Canadians because they've kind of fallen back down. But how hard is it to go from a pretty poor team, not an inept organization, but like the Canadians have been there, done that, won 8 million chips, whatever.
5 years. I think it's
like
5 years.
To get them from like they're at the bottom of their division to like, all right, this is a title content. How long's that take?
Probably 5 years. Yeah, you're right, Dave. Probably about 5
like
years.
the Oilers should have been a contender.
You draft a guy, you draft a goalie, you get a defenseman.
And then a couple savvy, and then
because the NHL the salary cap. But yeah,
it's a hard salary cap.
That's one you have to build through the draft. You do, and then you can go out and get a free agent. You can convince a free agent to come because you got a young stud out of the draft. Like that's the one you have to build out of the draft.
Like the Blackhawks are probably 4 or 5. Like even though they have Bedard, he looks good. I mean, and that obviously gets hurt, but he was looking, like, okay, this guy probably is the real deal.
But everybody knew they're going to be terrible this year. Like they weren't.
How long is
that? They're going to win 25 games.
Well, and that's what, like, when Chicago was really good, they had Kane, they had Jonathan Toews, and they had Brent Seabrook. 3 guys they drafted.
Duncan Keith drafted.
But then those are the guys they signed, right?
Well, Keith was a draft guy.
Oh, he was a drafted guy too.
Yeah.
Who am I thinking about? Campbell.
He was a draft guy as well, I thought too. But
so that team that won 3 cups in 5 years,
they sucked.
They were awful forever.
Like look at the NFL. Like the Texans were the quasi worst team last year. Boom, they're in the they won. I don't know if they won their division, but they're in the playoffs. They're like that's where it's like that alone makes people. Well, I have a chance in the end. Like everybody has it feels like outside of like the Panthers or like these god awful teams.
So what
even if they drafted the right quarterback and hired the right coach, boom, they're right there. Like
so, if you CJ Stroud and I forget the kid from Carolina, if you would have flip-flop, like
Young, right? Yeah.
Is CJ that much better than Young, or is it just Young had no offensive line and no targets? He had a 35-year-old Adam Thielen to throw to, and that's it. There's so many more variables. I believe in football than there is in NHL. A talented kid on the ice can do their thing, whereas a talented kid in the NFL, if you don't have an offensive line, you were just
stroking off fucking Lamar Jackson fucking 10 minutes ago. Like being a hockey player is way harder, man.
Oh, I agree. I think that I disagree. I think you can show your skills as a hockey player better than you can in an ill-coached team than you can as a skill player in the NFL with a shit coach. No, coaching in NFL is more important than coaching in support cast. If you could be fucking Jesus fucking Christ, and if you don't have an offensive line, you know what, Jesus, you're going to be laying on your back really fucking quick. You can walk on water, but you can't fucking deny TJ Watt.
I mean, I get, like, you guys know like I said, the NHL a lot more. Like, but to be a quarterback, I'll put it that way. Maybe a running back, you could be a great running back, and then you still show something, whatever. But like, if you're like Zach Wilson, if Zach Wilson was drafted on the 49ers, he might look like Brock Purdy. We don't know. You know what I mean? But he's drafted the Jets. They have no fucking idea what they're doing. They have no offensive line. Aaron Rodgers comes in, first drive of the game, gets knocked out for the whole season. Like, you could put, like you said, you could put Jesus on the Jets, and it's like, how would that look? I don't know. I would like, you could put Tom Brady on the Jets.
Starts every fucking 5 seconds. Every 5 seconds. Well, hockey doesn't. Hockey's a way harder sport to play than football.
No, but you can I'm not disagreeing with that. But what I'm saying is that you can show your individual talent more with a shitty support cast in the NHL than you can in the NFL. You can be the best fucking receiver in the history of the NFL, but then if you have fucking Gardner Minshew or pick your smell, Zach Wilson throwing to you, if you can't get the ball, And then also, too, if you have the worst offensive line in history, you're running for your life. You can't find it. You can't let plays. I don't care who your OC is. If you don't have a quarterback that has time to to drop back, have the reads.
This dribble, but
no,
whatever.
fuck. I don't think you actually respect the game of football as much as you should.
I don't.
I know you don't, but like, there's so many moving parts to football that
I know there is 100%. I know there is.
And then, if you can't protect, at the end of the day of football, there's two things that are so important: protecting the quarterback and rushing the quarterback. And if you can dominate the line of scrimmage, then you win more games than you don't, and it doesn't matter who's throwing the fucking ball. But then when you get
Lions win the draft every year by drafting the left fucking tackle,
right? And I think Detroit might lose because they don't have a fucking they don't have a pass rusher. Detroit doesn't have a pass rusher.
Oh, that Aiden Hutchinson kid's pretty from your Michigan.
From my Michigan Wolverines, yeah, and he's good, and I love him, but he ain't no Aaron Donald.
Well, no, I mean, yeah, they don't grow on trees though, but yeah, I mean,
right? If you can put pressure on the quarterback without blitzing, you're going to win more games than you don't. If you have an average offense,
that's what Sam Frank can do. Yeah.
Yep.
So.
Anyways,
it just hurts.
Well, I'm sorry that you're not as in tune as to the intricacies of sports as Aaron and I, Brent. That's not my fault.
No, baseball.
The thing is I actually am. You guys drink the fucking, once again, the purple fucking, the red, white, and blue Kool-Aid of the fucking NFL. Like,
and that thing, like, I remember you talking about it earlier on, the conspiracy theory. It's purple and red, the logo, right?
Fuck
so that's
me. Purple
something to that.
Kool-Aid drinking motherfucker.
Well, we'll see
Jim
if it's
Jones and fucking.
No, I think it's going to be a Harbaugh summer for the US of A. Jim with the Wolverines and John with the Ravens.
I'll be shocked if it's not, but crazier things have happened.
I just shocked. We had our first Madden reference tonight. I'm shocked. I'm shocked about what's happening here tonight on the podcast.
Let's go to the next thing. Let's talk about quarterback coaches retiring.
Okay, let's get to it. We're getting a little long here. We'll get into it. I wasn't shocked that Billy Bell's called her good. That we was, and I don't think. Okay, Bill Belichick called her good with the New England Patriots, 6 Super Bowls, on and on it goes with him. His record speaks for itself. Nick Saban left the Alabama Crimson Tide. I was a little shocked with that one. And my favorite, Pete Carroll with great head of hair. He was
white shoes. Yeah,
white shoes. USC Trojans, fucking legend. He's not obviously of the three. He's a lesser of the three, obviously. See, I know how fucking sports works. He's lesser of 3. I admit it. You jerk off, fucking jerk offs. But anyways, who is the better coach? Who is it more of a legend? Nick Saban or Bill Belichick?
Saban, without a doubt. The reason I think is because when you're a college coach, you're the head coach and you're the GM and you're also the recruiter, right? Like, you have everything. You have an iron control. You are the dictator of the franchise. And also, you can't sign guys to 10-year contracts. You have them for 3 years, maybe 4. And what Saban did at Alabama is remarkable. I don't think it's ever been done in college before, like not in the 1900s to 2000s. Maybe it happened in 1855 or something like that when they started playing organized
back
football.
When you were a kid.
Back when I was a glint in my daddy's eye. Yeah. I think Saban is as much as I disliked him and I rooted against Alabama, what he did at Alabama is I put him far above any accomplishments Bill Belichick had.
I'm shocked that Aaron. Go ahead. I want to hear your thoughts.
I am in the same. Like I do agree with Dave. I think it's the amount of.
There must be something going on with the fucking water tonight. What the fuck? Go ahead. Yeah.
Well, I mean, I'm a huge, and I try and keep this out of the argument, but like I'm a huge Patriots hater too. So maybe that plays a little bit of a role. But I like Dave said, like the college football landscape, it's just constantly an open door. Like, quarterback comes, quarterback leaves, quarterback comes, quarterback leaves, running back comes, offensive line comes and goes. Like the Patriots were able to, pretty much have Tom Brady for 20 years. And then Brady goes on and leaves New England first year. And I think it was the first year in Tampa Bay and wins it. So it's like, I'm not going to take anything
around for another year and didn't do fuck all. Then got divorced because he's an idiot. But whatever.
Yeah, I can't stand him either. That both Belichick and Brady, I can fuck right off forever. But I just think playing in being in the SEC. I mean, I know it's the Crimson Tide. Like they have tradition of winning. But I mean, even when Saban went to the Dolphins, like you saw him take over a shitty team. Yeah, he left after 1 year, but he made them substantially better in 1 year. Like I just. In Saban, we trust, in my opinion. I don't mind Saban. I don't mind the Crimson Tide either. I don't root for him, but I don't hate him winning either. So rather them than Michigan or Ohio State. So, but I just think it's a lot harder to do it for like you saw that Debo Sweeney at Clemson. Everybody was like, oh, look at this guy. Boom. They completely fell off the map after they lost Trevor Lawrence. So, I respect what Saban's done at LSU.
Law is a bust, anyways.
But I just think like Saban's done it for just like the moment he walked in there and
with like 4 different quarterbacks, right? AJ McCarron, Tua, Jalen Hurts, and whoever the fuck.
AJ, yeah, but you said AJ McCarron.
AJ McCarron.
Bryce Young, I don't know if he got one, but whatever.
See, I think you guys are fucked in the head.
It's harder. I think the pressure is harder. Like, okay, so finish your thought, and then I'm going to ask a question.
Nick Saban had kids begging to go there. Easiest place to recruit. He's getting the best players. He is.
From day
but he had to pick them.
Yes.
From day one. Do you think he had it?
He got to pick those players because he went and recruited. Saban got to pick those players. He got to go and recruit because I'm Alabama, I win. Fucking Belichick didn't have that glory because they had a salary cap, everything else to go with here and there and everywhere else. Belichick has to coach grown-ups with contracts and everything else and manage that because there's always a situation like Joe Torre was great with the Yankees back in the 90s and the early 2000s because you have to manage fucking attitudes. Belichick had to do that with the Patriots because all those guys are fucking professional athletes with contracts, whereas Saban, he's like, you know what? You don't like it? You don't want to do it the Alabama Crimson Tide way? Fuck off. Some other kid will get him. Belichick is a way better coach, a way better fucking manager of people than Saban is. Saban could pick and choose who he wanted to play on his team. Saban was allowed to tell kids, you know what? If you don't like it, don't play here. Here's how we do things. We're going to do things my way or the highway. And that's it. Belichick's a way better coach. Way better.
The reason I disagree with that is because he had a quarterback in Tom Brady that was once again making league minimum when he won his first 2 titles. And then when Tom Brady got the ability to have his payday, he opted to have a pay cut to sign more players. And then you had a position like Detroit back in the day. The Red Wings.
Think Tom Brady with that idea?
It's not my like I don't know what the people were thinking, but just let me finish my thought. And then
old Brady, you have a deal with Old Spice, you have this, that, and everything else. Sign here, we'll win more. Saban could tell a kid, sign here or go play at fucking Alcorn State.
But now, if you would let me finish my thought, like now because like, however, Tom Brady did take less money, he had players like Randy Moss taking less money to come there. Rodney Harrison took less money to come there. I said Rodney Harrison. There was another guy I wanted to say. But he had guys coming in from other teams taking less money, and also with guys like
who
Russell
instituted
Wolford.
that? Belichick.
Is that an
Brady?
Fuck. Like so. No, you know why?
Brady's not making those phone calls in the off season.
Fucking right he is.
No, fucking
right he is. Then why did Gronkowski go to Tampa Bay?
Yeah, I think Brady, like if Brady's wife's laying there naked and there's either a playbook right here or his wife laying there naked, he's taking the playbook. Like that motherfucker is like.
That's a valid point. He had some issues.
He's a winner.
Like, he gets a boner for football, like Dave said about those 49. Like he has a hard on for X's and O's. So like he's a very rare breed. Like I mean, you have the Kyler Murrays of the world that couldn't give two fucks less, still beat the Eagles, but couldn't give two fucks less. Yeah. So like, I don't know. I think like yes, Saban could recruit pretty much anybody, but like everybody makes the case that like for Penn State, James Franklin is a great recruiter. Like that's all I ever hear. Right? We have top 10 class. We don't win.
Fucking
like you guys say,
Franklin's biggest accomplishment is losing to USC in 2017 in the Rose Bowl. That's his biggest accomplishment.
But we don't win anything. And like, if you have a top 10 class, how many years? It's like, yeah, okay, you might not have the number one class, but Ohio State wipes your ass every year. Michigan wipes your ass it's like, so what? You can recruit. Like, I think both of those guys have they are like, if you don't like Nick Saban, see ya. If you don't like Bill Belichick, see it. Like, you're not going to last here. It's not military style, but you know what I mean?
It
is like, so both those guys have that, but I mean, look at, like Belichick after Brady, yeah, they probably missed on Mac Jones, but I mean, was Mac Jones horrible? I don't know, but like they have sucked ass since Brady's left. Like they haven't even been.
And that's what. Sorry, Aaron, I didn't mean to.
No, that's it. That's it. Yeah.
Like I saw a bunch of things. Is Belichick the GOAT of NFL coaches? I understand that, and you know, six is six. But when I want to call a coach a GOAT, what's his tree? He has no tree. He has absolutely no coaching tree at all.
Andy Reid's is better. Yeah.
Andy Reid's is better. Mike Shanahan's is better. Bill Parcells is better. Like Mike Shanahan, you look at the Washington Redskins coaching staff from 8 years ago when Shanahan was there. It's fucking gross. LaFleur, at McVay is there, and then obviously Kyle Shanahan. He has 4 head coaches on his staff. Nobody from any Belichick staff has been good. Nobody, and so which leads me to believe that maybe it was all Tom Brady.
It was probably a lot of it. I hate to say it, but I mean. Yes, he can coach my defense any day, but if he's the coach and GM, I mean, look what they went out and signed all those guys a couple of years, Hunter Henry, all those, that one offseason, they just went balls to the wall and they did nothing. Like, and is that division really? It's better, but is it like the best division? I don't think you can say that even. So
how much? Fuck me, there's something going on here tonight. How much fucking faith do you guys have in coaches?
A ton.
You kind of need. I mean, look at the Eagles last year.
You don't win fuck all.
No, you need both, but like the Eagles this year compared to last, our coaches are clueless. They don't even know. They probably couldn't coach a high school team, and like you see it in the fact they lose 5 out of 6. You see it in the fact that it's three plays, it's 2 quarterback draws and then a screen, boom, 3 and out. Like look at the coach of the Colts. That's Shane Steichen. He was our offensive coordinator. I think he's a huge reason we were in the Super Bowl. Massive. And now he took the Colts to damn near the playoffs. If that guy catches the ball against the Texans last week, like he's already made that team substantially better. And he had Gardner Minshew leading the whole establishment. So it's like, I think coaching is huge in football. Like Dave said, it's probably the most important of all this. I don't know NHL. I won't pretend like
I think Andy Reid is a better coach than Bill Belichick. And the fact that the Venn diagrams of great
Andy Reid didn't do fuck all without fucking without Mahomes.
No, that's not true. He did a ton fucking thing. He got Philly to the NFC Championship 5 out of 6 years. Went to 1, but he had a quarterback that wasn't Tom Brady, and his name was Donovan McNabb.
Belichick as a GM is horrible.
Are you considering going to the playoffs a fucking major success? You have to win to be holy fuck, man.
The NFC Championship game, like a conference championship game, is an accomplishment. That's an accomplishment.
King of a third world country.
In the NFL, that's some teams would Detroit if Detroit
the guy with his printing press in his fucking closet fucking thinks it's a success.
See, and that's the thing with
we
the
got
NFL,
the fucking left tackle. Fuck me, NFL people are stupid. That's a dumb
they're
comment.
not stupid. It's not stupid. You gotta look for your successes. And my expectations were high because of my experiences with the GOAT. And then we got another little lick of the jar with Peyton Manning, who really underachieved.
If he didn't win, you would not be calling him the GOAT. If he didn't get those 2 Super Bowls, you would not be calling him the GOAT. You wouldn't, Dave. I know you. I've known you for 30 fucking years. You'd be like, you know what? He's my favorite quarterback. You would not be calling him the GOAT. You wouldn't. He
dragged that team. Where's my camera? He dragged that team to 3 and got their asses kicked. And then if
he didn't win, you would not be calling him the GOAT. You would say he's my favorite.
Can you be a GOAT without wins?
No.
Well, right. So that
Dan Marino is not the GOAT. Dan Marino is not the GOAT.
Marino's not the GOAT. Always the GOAT.
He got fucking 2 cockamamie, or he got 1 because he was pretty good. And the other was because of fucking Terrell Davis.
Well, that's because he had a supporting cast. It was this day 30 years ago was the drive where John Elway brought the Broncos back and beat the shit stains down by 7, forced overtime. 98-yard drive with 4 minutes left. To the game-winning touchdown.
Kool-Aid and fucking weird shit. Is that a full moon?
Just because you don't appreciate the complexities of NFL doesn't mean you should.
No, I'm actually calling it out. Trying to make the masses realize.
I'm glad Aaron's here, so he knows I'm not the only one that knows you're wrong right now.
I'm not wrong.
I'm like in the middle. I'm definitely like I'm NFL. Like I get into it because
I like watching the games.
It is. There's a lot of stupid shit with it though. I'm not.
The stupidity of it is just like, what the fuck?
The officiating is. I could go on a whole 3-hour episode for that, but
and that's another thing. But like I think NFL is without a doubt the most entertaining sport to watch.
It's hard to. It's kind of hard to argue against, only because it's parody. It's crazy shit. Every game is close somehow. I mean, but I don't know if you want to talk about. Is there a reason every game's close? Maybe. Are they really this closely competitive every week? I don't know, but
actually, we started and like Aaron and I both said Saban was the better of the two, and you think Belichick is the better of the
it ain't close.
And then where's your boy Pete Carroll?
He had a good couple of years at USC.
But you want to put him number 1 so bad.
No, I don't. No, he had a good a few years at USC. He brought that program out from the depths of despair, and he did. And he won a Super Bowl. Probably should have won 2 in Seattle, but decided to pass the ball at the 1 yard line instead. And yeah, so one of those things. But yeah, Carroll's a good coach.
Is Belichick done? You think? I kind of hope he is.
I think he's done.
Here's the other question. Then
I don't think with a career like that. I don't think if you go anywhere else, because he's not going to win 6 anywhere else, right? He's not going to win 1 anywhere else, right?
He wants to win 1, and he wants to get Shula's record. That's what I think.
I don't think. Yeah, I think he's done. I think logic takes over.
Would you want him?
I can't stand. I guess I should separate the two.
I wouldn't.
Would you rather have Belichick than Sirianni right now, Aaron? Like going into 2024 season?
Can I have option C of neither?
Well, or yeah, not? No, you can. No, like. But no. It's A or B. Sirianni or Belichick.
Gun to my head, A or B. That's all I have. God, that would. I think Sirianni with the right coordinators I can tolerate, but we've seen this year that's not it. So if it's the same coordinators coming back, I'd rather have Belichick, but I would fucking despise. Oh my God. I always said if Brady went to the Eagles or if Belichick went to the Eagles, I'd probably take a hiatus or just watch the Steelers or something.
Let's do a to end this show tonight. Let's do a I don't want to call it fuck, marry, kill, but fuck, marry, kill. Belichick, Carroll, Saban. Dave, what do you got? I know you're not fucking either, but I know
no, I got it.
Oh, all of a sudden it's pretty.
Fuck Pete Carroll, kill Belichick, marry Nick Saban.
Start up. Say it again.
So fuck, marry, kill, right?
Yeah.
So fuck Pete Carroll.
Good night. Yeah.
Kill Bill Belichick.
Hate his guts.
And marry Saban because he was in it for the long haul. Pete Carroll because he's full head of hair, white shoes, wins and runs away, right?
Yeah,
he did that.
Aaron, what do you got? Fuck, marry, kill Saban, Belichick, and Pete Carroll.
Man, next you're gonna accuse me of being a Broncos fan, but I'm like directly on board with Dave tonight because I can't stand. But oh my God, he is like he's the biggest Scrooge of all time. Like he could be handed $10 million and he'd just be like, all right, we're on to Cincinnati. Like Jim always impersonates his voice. Like he's just a miserable son of a bitch. And I can't, not that Saban's not, but Saban at least has a personality. I mean, Belichick is, 2-week-old milk that's expired. Like he's just awful. Carroll, I didn't like how he left. I didn't like how he left USC in like a burning flames behind him. Like get out of there. So yeah, I mean, I'm the same. I'm in the same. I'm probably one of the minorities of the outside of Alabama fans that I don't mind Saban. So yeah, fuck Pete Carroll. Even though I don't. Pete Carroll's all right in my book. I don't mind him. But yeah, kill Belichick in an instant, and then. Marry Saban for sure.
I have one too, a fuck, marry, kill if you want it.
Yeah, go ahead. Can I do mine first?
Fuck, yeah, you can. Oh yeah, sorry, I forgot. Oh yeah, no, I'm getting a little chompy right now.
Jesus Christ, like fucking losing control here tonight for we're looking quarters.
Well, now I got a partner.
I'm marrying Pete Carroll because I think he's a fucking pretty good guy. Compared to the other two, I'm marrying Carroll. I'm fucking Saban because I think he did a great job, and I think his pressers. He runs a tight ship, And he's like, and he wears a suit at the proper times. I'm marrying Saban, or I'm fucking Saban, and I'm killing Belichick because Jesus Christ.
So all three of us say
you're 70 years old. Fuck with the hoodie, like you're a man. Like grow up, you fucking.
That too. He's a slob. He's a slob.
You're
$1 million slob.
And you know what? That cocksucker probably asks people to fucking cut off his fucking sleeves. He doesn't do it himself. Fuck him.
I guarantee he's been to those massage parlors with old Bobby Kraft.
Orchids of Asia. Yeah.
Oh, I don't think so. I honestly don't think so. Like I think he's just studying football. He just studies football.
Not very well last couple of years, but anyways.
Well,
what's your fuck, marry, kill? Orchidsofasia.com.
Because I thought we were going to be doing some
who was better?
The name, who was better? But like so I got a who is better here. So I'm going to change this one into a fuck, marry, kill.
All right.
Nick Saban, Stevie Nicks, or Nicolas Cage.
Oh God.
I'm going to go first. I actually fucking hate Stevie Nicks. Like I hate her with a passion. And you're not a Fleetwood Mac fan? No, I like secondhand news, and I like what's the singer she's married to? Holiday Road.
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah,
Mick Fleetwood. Yeah,
I hate Stevie Nicks with a passion because actually one of the early days of Twitter when people used to respond to Twitter. Terry David Mulligan. Aaron wouldn't know who this is. A Canadian celebrity. Terry David Mulligan. I asked him like on Twitter. I said, "What do you think of Stevie Nicks?" He goes, "She's the worst person on the planet. She's everything that's wrong with rock stars." Lindsey Buckingham. Yeah, it's the guy from Fleetwood Mac. Yeah, but yeah. So Terry David Mulligan put it in my head how awful a person Stevie Nicks is, and I ran with that ever since. And this was back 2012, I think it was. 2010. So I've always hated Stevie Nicks ever since then. Because if Terry Mulligan, Good Rock Tonight said so, she's awful. So I'm going to kill Stevie Nicks. And then who's the other two?
Nicolas Cage.
Nick Saban. I'm going to marry Nick Cage because
because that's only going to last for 2 weeks.
Because Nick Cage and his never, ever, ever after you stop drinking, it's epic. That's epic.
Leaving Las Vegas.
Is epic. Like when he's going through that convenience store,
grocery store with his shopping cart,
shopping cart and dancing and drinking. That's fucking that brings a tear to my eye. And I'm going to kill.
You killed Stevie Nicks. So
I'll throw a bone into Nick Saban just because. But there's my three.
Aaron,
like I'm not going to, but yeah, there's my three.
So like growing up with my dad, it was 80s rock all the time in the car. So like Stevie Nicks would. Oh man, I'm not. As I've gotten older, it's weird. Like now I really do appreciate that music and I do like a lot of it compared like music nowadays is just trash. A lot of it. Not all of it. I like some of it. I can't lie. I like some of it, but Stevie Nicks would always be like Stevie Nicks would always be like, oh God, like every time she'd come on, fuck this. I don't get it. I know she has a big following. She's got a great following, this and that and the third, but not for me. So for that reason, yeah, I'd say fuck Stevie Nicks. I guess no pun intended, I guess I do have a hard on for Nick Saban because like I'd probably marry Nick Saban again, and then Nicolas Cage is just that guy is off a different planet. So I don't trust him even less than I would trust Nick Saban. So yeah, kill Stevie Nicks, fuck Nicolas Cage and marry Nick Saban again. So
see, and I'm like, I'd marry Stevie Nicks because like Fleetwood Mac Rumors is just a fabulous album. I downloaded it and listened to it top to back 5 times. I disagree A bit of a goated
I bet
voice.
she hasn't
that's
showered
the one
since
thing.
78, that fucking twat.
I
I guarantee.
I bet she's showering.
I guarantee Stevie Nicks' armpits have never seen a Bic razor. Guaranteed.
Well, maybe not a Bic razor, but she probably has personal attendants tending to every
Someone
hair
does
on
it
her
for
body.
that fucking.
They're
fucking
taking
her.
Evian water and pouring it through a shower head
Yeah,
and doing it for her with a sponge.
Christ.
Stevie Nicks is doing okay. So I'm marrying Stevie. I'm gonna fuck Nick Cage because that's a crazy motherfucker. That guy is so crazy. I would honestly want to know. I would like to hang out with him.
Not
for a
that
little
we're fucking. Not any three of us are fucking Nick Cage, but let's say if if it was Nicolette Cage, if you fucked her on a Friday night, she ain't leaving for fucking 3 weeks.
Or like Jesus Christ,
She's moving in.
It's like don't go into that closet again because I don't like whatever you did to me last time. I was a little uncomfortable with, and I don't want to see what you have next. Right? So I want to be in charge.
She ain't leaving after a Friday night fucking sing along.
And then Nick Saban, I'm sorry, I just can't stand the way you treated the Miami Dolphins. You're a liar, but you made something great, but still. Fuck.
I was shocked when he retired. I was shocked.
I got to do one because like a couple of them, for a couple, they're mostly Brent inspired because like I just would love to hear the answer to this. So 3, like obviously same fuck, marry, kill is Josh Donaldson, Aaron Boone, and who was that? I guess Mahomes because I know you called him a fucking cocksucker a week or two ago. So. Yeah, fuck, marry, kill. Josh Donaldson, Aaron Boone, Patrick Mahomes.
I marry fucking Aaron Boone for the 03 home run. I marry him just for that.
Back in the day when you were young and dumb.
Yeah, just for that 03 home run, it was epic. And the only reason why he's around is because Mike Mussina went legend in the 3 innings after Clemens went for shit in the start that game. So I marry Boone. Fuck.
At least Mahomes doesn't play for your team.
I'm down on Mahomes as of late. So recency bias. I'm probably killing Mahomes.
Wow.
Because he's such a fuckhead lately.
Yeah, but he didn't play for your team. That's where I thought you would.
I recency bias. I probably kill Mahomes because he's such a dickhead, and I hate fuck Josh Donaldson. Yeah, I hate fuck him with no lube. Yeah, one of those things. Like he's such a fuckhead. Yeah,
that's fair.
I've been down on Mahomes, his attitude and everything else, and his body language on the field. He's been a bit of a prick.
The baby.
You totally redeemed yourself on that answer because when you were saying you were going to kill Mahomes, it's like, well, fuck. Like, come on, guy. Like, it's this. But then when you redeemed yourself by saying you'd hate fuck Donaldson, you want to punish him for being a bad Yankee. Are you a Yankee now? You a Yankee now, yeah. And kind of slap him in the face a little bit, and like. Well, yeah.
I'm not. So once again, I'm not fucking Josh Donaldson. People but later on. I don't know. Like lately, we've been getting a lot of fucking hate mail on YouTube for some reason. Jesus.
Well, we're just a crusty couple old men with
crusty couple old guys who fucking don't have dinks or something. I don't know. Fuck.
No, I kind of agree, but like I'd kill JD. I can't stand John Donaldson. Josh Donaldson is a loser a very talented loser at baseball, but he's so bad.
Grievances, major concerns.
Yeah. And then I'd probably marry Mahomes. And who was the last one?
Aaron Boone.
Yeah, and I don't even care, so I'll just one night stand that guy.
See, like I loved Donaldson until he came. Like I loved his antics anywhere else. Like I was like, when he was on the Blue Jays and a prick, I could deal. Like
he was great. He was a great Blue Jay. He was.
And on the A's, like
game changer, yeah.
I like the way like it's weird because I usually like the guys that are just go about their business and they don't talk and they just play. But he like for whatever reason, like I even liked A-Rod, and I wasn't obviously a Yankee guy, but I like those guys that make it a little bit more like, all right, love him or hate him, he's there. Like he's gonna not.
They
like,
bring energy to their team.
Right, it just makes something different. Yeah, it's so.
But Donaldson never brought that to the Yankees. That was a problem that he had. I was hoping that he never did.
But he did do that with the Jays. Well, he was an AL MVP with the Jays, right?
Yeah. Yep. And what really like sold, like not even so, like what really made me turn my back on Donaldson was when, like, even if it's the Yankees, and obviously I don't root for them ever to do well, but when he's walking back to the dugout smiling after grounding out, like, come on, man, really? Like, I thought you at this point in your career, obviously you're on the back. You're putting on 18 basically, and like I would think you'd want a championship just because you've never been there.
Yeah. And
then it's like you're making a mockery of the fact that you're playing like shit. Like, but I'll forever love the clips where he's hitting the ball to like deep outfield or the warning track, and he's trotting around like he hit a grand slam. Like that is
Mary Kill. I'm fucking Aaron fucking right in the fucking hoop right now for fucking trolling me with sending me those clips on Twitter all the time, you little prick.
Oh, it's just great. It's great though. It is.
Like attitude wise, like what's the difference between Josh Donaldson and Bryce Harper? They're the same person, right?
I think Bryce Harper wants to win.
Harper is more of a team guy, wants to win more.
Yeah. You think he's a team guy? I don't think he's a team guy at all.
He's going to the Hall of Fame. Harper wants to win.
I
like Harper a lot.
I think they're the same guy, but Bryce Harper's younger and with more talent.
I should like Harper, but like he played at for the Harrisburg Senators when they're affiliate of the Nationals.
Yeah.
And that's like a 30-minute drive for me. And he wouldn't sign autographs there. And He thought he was like too good. He was like, I'm like, that will forever stick in my mind. And even though I'm a Phillies guy, I grew up on the Phillies when they were kind of like the Braves. It was like the Jimmy Brown, like there was a bunch of farm grown players. And then like Harper came over with that massive deal. And like, I do like Harper, but I'll never love Bryce. Like I wouldn't get a Bryce Harper jersey. He always kind of like, I like him. He's a hell of a player. He gives it his all.
He was kind of brought up to be a dickhead in college or not in high school and Sports Illustrated.
Yeah. Just so good at phenom.
You talk about like Baker Mayfield beating it to himself. Harper every day.
Harper's dad has a double life-size fucking figure of his fucking kid. Harper's dad has fucking bobblehead fucking soap dispensers of Bryce Harper in his shower. Harper's dad has fucking like his kid on repeat hitting homers at the fucking All-Star game, fucking home run competition because Harper's dad was pitching to him. That's how much of a fuckhead Harper's dad is. It's not even Harper. His dad is a bigger dickhead than Harper is.
Yeah, well, doesn't fall.
Harper stands in front of the mirror out of the shower, starts jerking off, and his dad says, "Son, let me take care of that for you." While they both look in the mirror.
Well, tonight went completely sideways. We were jerking
off
fucking football coaches, but whatever. It's one of those things.
I feel a little bit bad for Aaron Boone because he talk about being the messenger. Like I think he's literally like told what to do, when to do, how to do it. Yeah, and
he's irrelevant, and he had a moment as a player.
Yeah,
serviceable, but a moment
as a manager.
Go ahead, sorry, Aaron.
No, yeah, like as a manager, he's the scapegoat. Like he'll not really the scapegoat because they never fire him, but he's the scapegoat of problems as far like their analytics not working out. Yeah. He's the one that has to basically do what the organization tells him to do, and then the fans absolutely berate him till the end of time. So I do feel bad
without Mike Mussina in 2003 bailing out fucking Roger Clemens. The Yankee fan nowadays would not know who Aaron Boone was because Boone would not have got that fucking at bat in the 10th inning, 11th inning. Simple, yeah, one of those things. Anyways, that's it. Fun show tonight, boys. That was a lot of we went a little different tonight. Little Kool-Aid, little homosexuality, little that. It's different.
Well, we don't care, right? We're all inclusive, and it's not. Aaron, I didn't know if you were aware. Like we're on the air with an award-winning content provider now. Belly Up podcast has had the common sense to deliver Brent a belt for the content provider of the year. Congratulations, Brent.
Yeah, that was she's
so happy.
a major. Yeah, what I'm happy about is that I'm still able to lift this belt. It's heavy.
With your little chicken wings there.
with my chicken wings, but no, it was a lot of hard work, a lot of stuff going on. Everybody, like Aaron, you're on the show a lot. Dave's on the show obviously every week and everything, or twice a week, and a lot of stuff going on. But no, it was. I'm not gonna lie, I felt pretty good. It was a better to kick in the ass. But remember, boys, a pat in the back is only 3 feet from a kick in the ass, right?
And a kick in the ass is the first step forward.
The first step forward to fucking get kicked right out the door. So no, it was a nice little reward there and everything else.
All jocularity aside, Brent, like thank you for all you do. Like because you do all of this, I just come in and be
talk ridiculous statements,
and I'm just witty and give you material. Like I don't know if I'm witty, whatever. Pick your adjective, but congratulations, Brent.
You said I'm witty and I'm witty twice. So what else are you, Dave?
I'm appreciative. I appreciate the work you do, and Brent, it's nice to see you get recognized, and I mean that, friend. It's good for you, and I'm glad you're getting recognized by more than just me and me.
Yeah. Well deserved. I mean, like what's his Jim always says, like you're working harder than any of us. That's for sure. Like the content, like you're constantly putting stuff out. This show, that show, 14:20 in the morning. So yeah, I was happy to see that for you, and yeah, like I said, well deserved. I mean, just keep on keeping on with that, because as hard as I try to keep our float, oh my God, there's holes in my ship all the time.
Yeah, it's hard. There's a lot. It's fun, but I enjoy it. This is the biggest thing. I enjoy it. There's some days you're like, fuck, what the fuck are we doing here? And then there's days where you get 3 people listening to the show. It's like, what the fuck? And then there's other days you get a few hundred, right? So it's a lot. And then I think one of the things this week on a side, we'll get out of here now for a second. When I like this week, Dave, when those asshats from on YouTube
calling us sandy vagina,
just the stuff, I was like, that's why I'm going to keep doing this, because it took those cocksuckers a long time to listen to watch. First off, to watch, and
to get to that point,
to get to the point where we were being derogatory, where they didn't like. I was like, okay, well, we'll keep carrying on. Cause it's a lot of fun. No, thanks a lot, guys, for the acknowledgement for that. It's a thing. So we're going to keep doing it and to see where this crazy thing can go. So I think we're onto the right thing. It's a lot of fun and everything else. Aaron, tell us about your show. What's going on? What's happening? You're on to your 19th fucking. You've had more co-hosts than I've had girlfriends.
And Joey's. I'm still. I mean, I think Joey's. I mean, I know he's going through a lot right now. Long story short, we'll talk probably off.
Not our business. Yeah.
Yeah, off air a little bit, but I've been having this girl Alex. She's a big Philadelphia sports fan, so
she's a fucking. She breaks down the Eagles like she was on Sportsnet.
Yeah, I'm trying to keep her around, but once again, it's another person with a boatload of a schedule. So I'm just gonna. Worst comes to worst, I'll go at it alone, like Jim. But just Joey's got some things going on. I'm trying to keep. My goal is just to get one up a week. My work schedule's been insane, but I always love doing it. I much appreciate coming on here every single time. I kind of knock on your guys' door to come on sometimes because I have so much fun doing it. So we're just gonna keep on, like you said, keep on keeping on. every time I try to get rolling here, I get a little bit pushed back, but yeah, I'm not going to quit. So long story short, I'll just keep doing it. Fuck
it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of laughs, and it's but I wasn't talking to you guys. We talking to the voice between my ears, so it's one of those things. Get it out there. It's a lot of fun. Dave, that's it. Another show tonight. What's going on? It's cold.
When we're done, it's so fucking cold, Aaron. Like it's minus 35 Celsius here, which is minus 32 Fahrenheit. So it's that fucking cold. Really fucking cold.
Yeah. I've never been.
Hey, which fucking moron? See, this is how dumb football players are. Why don't those guys wear sleeves? Like, fuck me. Come on. You're cold. You're not tough. You're not strong. You're fucking stupid.
I don't know how you can't. I don't know how they do it. I don't.
Wait, no. Like with sleeves, like at this temperature, you need sleeves. Otherwise, you are gonna get. Like,
you want
any kind
Saturday,
of breeze,
Sunday, and Monday. Those morons won't have sleeves on. I'm tough. I'm a football guy.
It ain't gonna be minus 35 though.
Well,
it ain't gonna be that cold.
Philadelphia, I know, is a heated field. I think Baltimore might be, but I know for a fact. Well, I shouldn't say I know, but I don't think Green Bay or Buffalo are heated fields, and those motherfuckers are out there with nothing under their, and they're getting pounded into the turf and getting right back.
Kansas City is supposed to be like minus 15.
Do you know what the worst is though? Standing, right? Because you got like at minimum 40 seconds between plays, and then a TV
Josh Allen say I
timeout.
was going to fumble the fucking football.
Josh Allen's always
Idiot,
wearing
fuck.
sleeves.
Fuck
Yeah,
idiots.
fuck.
So he's making $40 million a year. Fucking saying I'm going to throw the ball over here and fucking go over here and hope you go over there. And the linemen are like, "Fuck me."
Yeah.
All I said was it's really fucking cold here, Aaron, and now you're getting mad at Josh Allen. So maybe it's you tonight. Really fucking cold. That's all I said.
And frustration. Anyways,
Thanks for the surprise visit, Aaron.
I know it's a lot of fun.
I
Thanks.
busted your balls on DM, and I'm glad you came in.
No, thanks for jumping in. We always appreciate it. Anytime you want to jump in with us, you're more than welcome. We always appreciate the extra content. Because I've been talking with Dave for 30 years now, and sometimes we need someone to jump in and mediate a little bit.
And then next time, maybe it'll be a guest that will agree with Brent more than me. Like, thank you for that tonight, Aaron. I appreciate that.
I've been on both sides of the fence with you guys, so I never know what's gonna happen. I have no idea how it's gonna.
A lot of fun.
So blessed.
Anyways, the 1420 Sports Bar Podcast, 4 Beer Sports, talking a whole lot more. Take care of yourself. More importantly, take care of yourself in year round. Dave, keep a stick on the ice, and what else?
I don't want to see Jim swing at high pitches.
Have a good night, folks. We'll talk to you again on Monday night.
Have a good night. I love people having a good night.